red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Know the Ledger. You are now rocking with the best, yes. And this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. Soon to be joined by the Blue Pillar. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my IG fam. Shout out to the Twitch family. You know what I'm talking about? The glitch for the Twitch. And shout out to the YouTube family. You already know what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and just do a quick roll call. See who is in the building before I bring my guest in. We're going to have a great show today. Filthy Fridays. That's what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Filthy Fridays. You said y'all love that song so much? Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. The record lives rent free in the head, huh? Yeah. That, you know what I'm talking about? That's one of them things that when you hit the shower, you know what I mean, on the way to work and whatnot, or when you punch out the clock, you know what I mean? Throw that on. That's a stress reliever, you know? That's a stress reliever. That's what that is. That's cosmic soul. Okay? Cosmic soul. We here for y'all. So yeah. DMV is in the building. Yeah. DC is in the building. AZ is in the building. All right. East Flatbush is in the building. Brooklyn. VA is in the building. You dig? We got more DC. We got the Bronx in the building. You feel me? Shout out to everybody who tuned in live yesterday with Ross Ben. He put it all in perspective. You know what I'm talking about? We did the show about the mounds. He put it all in perspective. So now when we connect this grid, we could put more energy into it because we know that we're connecting the global energy grid. You know what I mean? The Secret of the Mounds. If you didn't see that show, make sure you check it out. Columbus, Ohio, Broward County, Dago, Cali, and whatnot. We got DC by way of Delaware. Stone Mountain is in the building. Sacramento's in the building. The BX is in the building. Yeah, all right. We got the Twitch family. Planet Gallifrey is in the building. I hear that shit. Griffin is up in here. Yep. Shout out to Griffin. Blue, remember the Griffins? The Griffins. Columbus, Ohio. Cahokia Mounds. Florida. All right, we starting early. We gonna go viral. When they say us this Snoop Dogg, we going viral. That's the sign that we going. Dominican Republic is here. All right, Michigan is here. We got Cleveland, Ohio in here. You know what I'm talking about? Cleveland, Ohio in here. My Ohio family. If you did not see the show yesterday where we talked about the mounds, you got to catch that. You got to catch that. Yes, this is Snoop Dogg. This is Calvin Broders talking to you. You know what I mean? This is Calvin in the building. What's goody? Roll up one for me. Florida is here. All right. Chi-Town is here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm about to bring Corrupt up in here, man. Let's go. Yo, without any further ado, I want to bring my the other pillar in the building. You know what I mean? Let's form Voltron and get the other pillar up in here. So without any further ado, I present to you my brother, none other than the Blue Pillar 44.
Backs.
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 Put them on they backs.
Yeah, so if you want to mess these people up, if I'm Snoop, you Corrupt, or you Dad. Oh, nah, you Warren G.
Nah. Warren G. Yo, King Harris and Snoop live in this bitch. We got King Harris in the building. What up?
Oh shit, Regulator. What's up, Warren?
Regulator. Cap Heights is here. You feel me, Maryland?
Yeah, shout out to the family, man. Y'all representing. Y'all got the map lit. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all everywhere. We never there type shit. You know what I mean? Y'all everywhere. I wish I could be everywhere at once. But how you doing today? What's good with you, my good brother, on this Good Friday?
Feeling amazing. I'm feeling elated. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Again, I'm reinvigorated. I love the stream format. You know, doing the news reporting, you know what I'm saying, and chopping it up is what I love to do. So I'm honored to be back here doing that, you know, in this format again. It's almost my bedtime, so I ain't twitching and tweaking though. Like
We're not gonna keep you up too late.
I can be like, son, it's
I respect your circadian rhythm.
I gotta go to sleep. It's Saturday, so
it's really Friday.
No, I'm saying tomorrow, Saturday.
Oh,
so the gym,
so you
they don't open at 5. They open at 7, I think.
Right, a little relaxation.
So, yeah.
Just we're gonna make sure you get your hours of sleep.
I could catch. So part 2 of Rhythm and Flow is on. You know what I'm saying? I knocked down an episode last night. I highly suggest that you catch it. You know, I think
it must really be lit because
it'll meld and mesh into our conversation as you know, ongoing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Detroit. They checked in real time. I was about to say the episode that I did catch, they had Eminem judging it. You know what I mean?
You know what I watch?
What's that?
Can you guess? Like I'm gonna test your telekinesis type time. Like we gotta test your Can you guess what I be watching? It's almost like a variety show as well. Could have been records, man. Come on, man. You're supposed to know this.
Oh, you be watching the streamers, yeah. You watch
the streamers. Could have been records with Drewski
and the 20v1. You know, the balloon popper shit. That's what you spending your time on.
I'll be on Arnell.
Yeah, boy. You know, no judgment. I fell down a rabbit hole the other day because I had never seen it. You know, I just heard about it. I just did not see it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that I don't think that I've seen it pop up in my feed as much as I heard about it. And then one day it popped up in my feed and it didn't unpop. So I was in the kitchen cooking, and it was gonna be, you know, one of them, yo, I'm gonna be in here for an hour putting the whole situation together.
Right.
I just turned it on. It was like a Saturday. It was a weekend. So I was like, it was a strong end. So I was like, let me let this run.
It put you in a headlock.
Yeah. Then I was like 4 episodes in afterwards.
Well, here's a good way to distinguish the two. The balloon pop is a little more mature. There's heights that it hasn't reached yet. You know what I mean? There's a void to be filled.
It is, yeah.
And the 20v1 is the lunchroom. It's straight ratchet. It's Atlanta after dark type shit. That's a good way to look at it. So if you want to get some real buffoonery out of the way, that's 20v1. Any 20v1s, they got a lot of them. If you want to deal with a little bit of class, a smidgen of it, it's the balloon pop with Arnell. I don't know about that. She got clones. There's other ones popping up.
Yeah,
But,
I watch her joint. I like her approach towards things. She seems very professional.
she
You know
got a
what I'm saying?
husband.
Yeah, she she seems grounded is what I what I want to say. Um and I liked it. It was entertaining to a degree. Um I'm like, damn, yo, is it that bad? So let me dovetail off that. And so Netflix got a show called Later Daters, right?
Okay.
Executive produced by Michelle Obama, right? And it's an interesting show. Like
Yeah.
these they over 50. They like so let me preference.
Go
Let me preference, right?
ahead. Preference, my guy.
So damn, where was I at, man? I was somewhere and somebody brought up the fact that they be having FOs at the nursing homes. And I was like,
Get out
wait a
of
minute.
here.
They was like,
They
yo, they
popping
be
off at the nursing home.
said they be popping off at the nursing home. They said pops be pop, the
Oh,
old heads
because
be
of the
popping blue pills.
Viagra. Right. They got
Yeah,
the blue pills.
and they be going in. But you know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Graying them, it's reverse menopause. I don't know if it's a solar flare, some shit like that. I don't
It's
know
the
what
solar
happened.
flares.
Yeah,
It's a mixture between the solar flares and Nicki
they
Minaj.
they
Got the
no Megan with the knees. They outside popping off like
knees. It's Megan with the knees. That's exactly
they
what it is.
outside popping off like bunny rabbits. So somebody was speaking to the insatiable appetite the elders have for jumping off, and I read an article about it. It was so it
Wait,
wasn't
what?
just.
What the
Did you hear,
hell?
bro? That's how you could tell that we might be at the end of certain things. I'm not saying we at the end of the world, right? I'm just saying
It's just the
cyclically.
end of certain cycles.
Yeah, there's things going on where everybody's getting it in. I don't know about shout out to the incels and everything that never had it. Let me got yeah.
Yeah, y'all missing out because everybody else is
Everybody
getting it
else
in.
is getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Where certain people got variety, right? 20v1. Certain people got choices, and then you got people that don't have no choices. So it's the juxtaposition of society. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird out here, but nonetheless,
Wow,
the
I
old
did
head.
not know
You
that.
googled it. I hope you googled it.
I will not Google it. I won't. I
Google it.
can't.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing
And
that.
there's an uptick in STI. There's a lot of stuff going. I'm talking with the elders, not just.
Look, they just said it in the chat that the quote unquote nursing homes has the highest STD rate. I was today old when I heard that.
Family. You
What
laid
the
on
hell's
this,
going on?
bro. I just told you what's going on. Access to content, right? So they phones work like everybody else phones. I'm not gonna get too specific because I don't want nobody to leave the stream and go on their phone in the bathroom and start searching certain sites. But the same thing, the same zeitgeist that. And when I say you, I don't mean you specific. When I'm
Yeah.
saying you, your generation and your children's generation, right? The same zeitgeist that we belong to culturally as a people,
Right.
they got access to it too. They read the articles and they know what's popping. They
Right.
know
Because the
where
distinguishment is gone. There's no distinguishing, everybody
there's
is in the same pool.
yeah, there's no kiddie pools. Everybody's in the same pool.
Right.
Right? There might be people
Olympic pool.
the Olympic pool,
The
right? Perfect.
Olympic
Yeah.
Olympics.
So yeah, it's activity taking place at an all-time high, and there's a whole subgenre of 50 and 60 and 70-year-olds that are dating, that are outside looking for romance. right? Or
That's,
looking for whatever. They looking though. They looking ass, right?
yeah, what they looking
What they
ass.
looking as the whole glamour, right? I
The
mean, when
grandma
you
shit
think
is
that
real, right?
the goddesses was gonna grow up to be glamours and they're gonna acquiesce to menopause? No, they're jumping until they jump in the casket. You know what I'm saying? And then they got earthbound spirit.
But at the end of the day, no judgment,
Hold
no
on.
smudgment.
Yeah, no smudgment, right? We Scorpios, so we understand this is a scorpionic world that we live in. Pluto and Aquarius, we're gonna be here for 20 years. It's gonna be a lot of they're gonna be jumping like rabbits out here. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, guard the dogs. Like it's gonna be a lot of weird stuff going on, especially moving into this admin next year. And whether the people realize it or not, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody said rich aunties.
Yeah, so the rich aunties got options. So this what we saying. This thing that Kevin Samuels was hitting on, but he didn't put the nail in the coffin because he was only going for a subset. And he could only speak to a subset. There's a subset that he can't speak to.
Right.
You feel me? They got their thing together for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Some of them got children, some of them don't. But they
Right.
50 and 60 and they ready to go.
Right. They like, we ain't finna miss out on this shit Nicki
They ready
Minaj
to
you been
go.
talking
So
about.
they
Glorilla.
sniping. They cougaring for the younger dudes. They looking for the zaddies that stay age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And whatever else come along. You feel me? Whether this shit is AI, cyborg, rose
No,
petal,
they said
whatever.
the Cougars are looking for the young boys. They looking for the young boys. That's what I heard. You know?
So they got their chips together. They outside. They ready to play. You know what I'm saying? And then the cat is out the bag. All this shit is it's all transactional, right? So
Right.
everything got a price tag to it. Everything can be acquired. And I'm not saying straight up purchase like is you know what I mean? But these they like just like I had spit the joint the other day about the these dating apps. Social media is a dating app in disguise. All social apps are dating apps.
Hell
and
yeah.
and and then you have the dating apps that are specific to that. But long story short, bro, they got a show on Netflix, and I don't want to be giving them people all of this free advertisement, but I fell into a rabbit hole and I watched one episode and I got stuck. You know what I'm saying? I started binging on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's insightful. It's you know what I mean, just to see, and then you like, damn, the 50-year-olds is no different than the 20-year-olds, like mentality wise.
Right.
It's bugged. It's kind of spooky and scary at the same time. And then my whiz is like, yeah, these be the grandmas, and the aunties that taught them growing up. They the ones that taught them the lopsided game. You know what I'm saying? And here they go in their eldership. You know what I mean? With that tired ass game that they be trying to run, and they chasing these dudes like they young dudes, and they marbles ain't even all the way together. The brothers and all of that, because they outside. They play. Everybody's playing the game, bro.
It's interesting that you're saying this. It's a great conversation in the context that we're exploring and whatnot, because remember Nas had the song called Third Childhood?
Yes, I'm in my second childhood.
Right. And when you see some of the older men these days, you could tell from their attire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about full silver foxes, you know what I mean? Full silver fox, but it's like they're wearing like polyester SpongeBob outfits type shit. You know what I mean? And I used to be like, damn, I can imagine what the game sounds like from grandpa, you know what I'm talking about, who got the hat backwards, a do-rag and everything. He got J's on and stuff.
It's
And
not them though. It's the ones with the brim with the color, like the shit that I got on here
like
with the
that shit,
silver
right?
fox bears. These niggas that be chew dogs. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas that
Right.
be hanging out at the cigar lounge.
Cigar Lounge Daddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Them niggas with the cognac in the plastic cup. All them
Right.
niggas. Them niggas that still running down to the bingo game to hit on your granny and shit like that.
Right. That's them. They the
them,
ones
but
turned up.
You just gotta, like I said, we're at the tail end of, like, think about it like a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? And that was generations. And our generation has produced a level of ash.
Right.
We ratified so many things where it's like, you know, you can only mix something in milk, but for so long before it becomes that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the shit is all stirred up. And
So
I don't know
culture.
the culture, the
Right.
music.
It was the
outside act, just whatever's going on outside.
echo chamber of the culture permeated.
It's permeated all things. It's seeped into all things. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a silent small minority of, I guess, some of these elders that still have some of that innocence. You know what I mean? That are kind of somewhat oblivious, and they're still looking for love, and you know, they still going off of the fantasy stuff. And I'm not saying that stuff is not accessible. You know, because I cannot, you know, I can't foresee what's out there for somebody. But the script and the narrative that people are running with and playing off of, in terms of the society just being hypersexualized, and you know,
yo, this is eye opening, bro. I swear to God, like I be knowing things, and I thought I knew some shit. This is some eye opening.
I be thinking I know stuff, and then I come on here and I listen to you, and I be like, you open my eyes to some things. So this is why. Yeah, this is that KTL connection, and this is why, you know, two brains is better than one. We twins for a reason. I catch things that you miss, you catch things that I miss, when we bring them together, and we're able to really not help one another, but the listening audience. Snoop Dogg looking at.
So that's good though, because I promise you.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got 50-year-old artists like Snoop and them still coming out.
Right.
I was talking
with
about
the missionary album. Yeah. He a grandfather, right?
Yeah, grandfather.
So it's like, I could use this type of information because, you know, my passion project is a dating app. You know, my passion project is a dating app, and ultimately not just a dating app, but more so the affairs of the heart. Like, I don't know what it is, but I want to see people happy. I want to see people connected. I want to see some people, you know, in love type shit. Like, I know I might be a fool for even feeling like that, but I do want that to happen, especially in our community, with all of the work people be doing on themselves, with all of the you know, just with all of the stress that just taking this path entails. I'm like, the payoff should at least be a life partner.
You said Gills, yeah.
Gills. I remember Panic had said something about granny porn, and I thought it was a joke. But it's like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like, you opening up my eyes to a whole nother reality. It's a rabbit hole that you know, I'm eventually gonna have to look into. But everybody needs love. You know, nobody should feel shamed for wanting to scratch an itch. You know, to be honest with you, for my elders or my olders in the building, y'all got more experience than all of us. You feel me? So it ain't like we teaching you something. You know what I mean? Y'all literally could be teaching us some things, because y'all been here longer than us, smacking bellies.
Yeah,
do you
I think that,
real talk, before you even say anything, I don't want to lose this thought. Do you think that the explosion of what I would call, this is because this age that we're in is almost akin to the counter culture of the 60s, or what they call the sexual liberation. So in 2020, it will go down, you know, not me saying it. This is what they'll have in the Library of Congress. That movement with WAP, right? That movement with WAP and this whole feminism thing, that 2020 will go down as the year that when the whole sexual liberation thing started. So do you think that we're seeing people becoming more expressive because of the suppression that was taking place?
Shout out to my guy, man. I've been missing him lately, Ken Brisbane. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. Hopefully somebody will tape this and inbox him. I've been trying to reach out to him. I haven't been able to get in contact, and he still, creates content on YouTube. His perspectives are poignant and always on point.
Yeah, I used to be cooking with Tough Talk
Yeah,
Tuesday.
and it hurt my heart that Kate, the channel got snatched in those episodes. I'm sure that someone has archived them. We were telling people a long time ago to archive Tough Talk Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that somebody's sitting around with a catalog, but nonetheless, what he used to express to me is that and he would share things with me, and at the time that I heard him, I had to just sit with it, and I would just look at society.
I think it's a granny that got it, and she would be like, "Come on, get her, bro. Come on, get the, come over here and get the archives."
So he said, "Yo, white people, their sexual revolution, right, freed them up in the '60s, and everybody coming under, a societal religiosity, Christianity in particular, right? Their sexuality was suppressed. You feel me? They just did not have the level of freedom. There's nowhere that our people have been allowed to just scream. There's nowhere that our people have been allowed to just let themselves be themselves. There's so much that we as a people, us specifically, are bent up and pent up with. Generationally, right? Epigenetically, it's passed down through the generations because your granny had to wear the bloomers and she really never got to speak her mind, right? She never had a level of freedom. Now, I'm not saying that the society or the majority of society is supposed to go outside and smut, but I'm saying that if you listen to people's commentary long enough, it is a desirable aspect of something that a large percentage of people want to explore for whatever reason. They should be able to explore certain things without the level of suppression. So suppression creates a situation where even if something was not prevalent, right? Like, yo, it could have been a small percentage initially, but the fact that the suppression happens, right? It makes it multiply because there's more pressure on it, and that pressure starts spreading or what have you. Then ultimately it crystallizes, and if it's not utilized, then it could be that pressure to bust pipes type of situation.
Right.
So our people have never, we have been moralistically taboo as a people for forever and a day. You know what I mean? So think about when drugs hit. For us, after it hit for them in the '60s with the hippies and what have you, and it became it turned them out culturally because they wanted to be free. They wanted to be free from the restraints, right? The societal restraints that moralism and religion and everything else kind of had put on them, especially when they started looking behind the curtain and seeing that it was a falsehood, right? So their eureka moment,
propaganda.
Just like I remember when I was telling somebody the other day when we first went to LA, it was in 2000, right? We had took the bus from Vegas and we drove into LA, and I remember that the bus passed through Sunset because I remember we passed through Amoeba Records. Yes. And I remember either feeling or seeing, I cannot tell the difference yet, of passing the buildings, but then coming at an angle, and it looked like all of the buildings were movie sets, like how you got the front of the building, but when you look behind it, you see the sticks holding it up.
Yeah, fake shit.
Fake, right? So I automatically seen that in LA, and I never forgot that. So I've always dealt with LA in that perspective. I was like, yo, this shit is a movie set. Right. And then when I moved to LA, I really found out that it was a movie set, and the mentality of Hollywood has permeated through the rest of LA. Case in point, if you go to Crenshaw, you ain't gonna pay under $30 for a haircut because they tell us, yeah, the Hollywood niggas bring us out, up the hill, and they gonna pay us $100+ or so everything has been prorated based on their correlation or interaction with the people on the hill, even though the people on the hill is looking down at the valley, right? Which is the hood.
I got some insight. Go ahead.
I don't think I finished yet, right? And you threw me off, so now I'm trying to find.
You were talking about the haircuts in the hill and the movie set, the fake movie set thing.
I was talking about LA for a reason. Yeah, but I was getting there to go back to get to somewhere else.
The fakeness, the fact that everything is not real.
Everything's yes. So yeah, this falsified reality. So European children found out a lot earlier because the psychedelics, right, also shatters
the
false realities,
right?
You don't hallucinate, family. At least I cannot speak for everybody. My experience with psychedelics was that it removed the veil. That's not hallucination. That's something totally different.
Right. Well, right? Was it chemicals or plant-based medicines?
For who? For me or for them? What you talking about?
For Houdini, for you.
It was plants.
Okay.
But the plants still have chemicals in them. So, you know, let's say psilocybin. Psilocybin is a chemical, right, that you get from a fungus, which is not a plant. Right. Let's say ayahuasca, you know, that's still a chemical reaction that's going to happen in your gut. And because you have neuron receptors in the gut, it's going to create visuals in your mind, right? But again, what it did for me, it magnetized reality closer to me and removed the veil. So I was able to see things that was right there that much more easier. It was that much more accessible. I wasn't hallucinating. You know what I'm saying? So they removed the veil.
Right.
You feel me? On some Wizard of Oz shit. They looked behind the curtain a long time ago. And their countercultural revolution started before ours did.
Right.
So by time we got caught up with the experimentation of freeing ourselves up from sexual suppression, then you get crack cocaine.
You get cocaine before crack cocaine. Okay. When people were freed up, you get heroin as well. That's the 70s and whatnot, which was free love, free sex, and everything. You feel me? It was kind of intertwined with the hippie movement. And a great way to describe what you were just saying about the lifting of the veil. And it's interesting because we talked about Lookout Mountain on the show the other day. We were talking about this whole hippie movement that popped up out of nowhere and whatnot. When you go and look at Europeans in the culture, they were all wearing black suits, black ties, and white shirts back in those days, and the women's were looking like Stepford housewives.
Yeah, think about the 40s and the 50s. Think about the
40s, Mad Men, Madison Ave.
Everything was monochromatic.
Right, everything monochromatic. They did not have bright colors on. They were not dealing with color like how when you had color television, right? So when these quote unquote hippies came about and they started experimenting with mind altering drugs and things of that nature, and they were able to lift the veil.
Just say substance, yeah.
Mind altering substances. This nigga work for NASA, right? You begin to see them express themselves with all of these vivid colors. You know what I mean? All of this, you know, it's almost like they begin to see the world in color. Okay.
Yeah. And Technicolor, not just regular
Technicolor.
Right. So imagine you see a world. I mean, I'm painting with you. You know what I'm saying? I just really want to put the emphasis on it. Right. Imagine you grew up. You was born in the 40s and the 50s. I just want to. I'm annotating. I think you know, trying to use big words and shit. Cool. You grew up in the 40s and the 50s. Black and white TV in the world that was black and white. You know what I'm saying? Right. You never interacted with a melanated person of quote unquote color. And then the 60s happened and you in school and you get slit a tab, right? And then you see a kaleidoscope of colors in your mind. You see a whole spectrum of colors. You feel me? You start seeing people in a way in which you never thought that you can even, you know what I mean? You would never perceive that you would see these people in that particular way.
Facts.
A whole new format to register reality with. And then color TV kick in. Yeah. So
Blue. On the show, I was telling him about one of your favorite movies, which was Jacob's Ladder.
It's my joint. Yeah.
Have you ever tried LSD?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of it.
My face was melting. My shit had looked like Thanos.
I seen somebody who I care for a face melt, and that shit fucked me up, yo. I wasn't ready
Yeah.
to see that.
My face melted. The bottom half of my shit had melted. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't, yeah. I
It
wasn't
was
ready
it was
for
yeah,
the
it was
optics.
kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was in a place that, I can't say I didn't want to be there. It just wasn't, it was too far from home. Like, yo, where am I at?
right. So I was building on what you were saying, like when our people started popping up with the butterfly collars,
Mm-hmm.
because we went through our color revolution too, because we were monochrome. If you look at the Malcolm X marches, if you look at the Marcus Garvey marches, if you look at the footage from the 40s and the 50s and whatnot, we weren't colorful like that either.
How could you tell if everything was in black and white?
Cause I know that nigga didn't have no goddamn mauve. The suit wasn't mauve, my
It
nigga.
wasn't mauve.
It
Yeah.
wasn't mauve. It was black and white. Even with the black and white, like they had on the Applejack hats. You know,
Nah.
they were keeping it a certain type of a palette, color palette, and whatnot. Fast forward into the 70s, though,
Right.
fully immersed, butterfly collars, bell bottoms, afros. You know what I'm talking about? It just looked different. So we were experimenting as well. And like you were saying earlier, ultimately the programming, the base programming between both ethnicities is the religion. Roman Catholicism, Baptist and everything, that whole shit about secular music, you know, all of that stuff started to erode and people immersed themselves. Fast forward to where we are right now, and we're talking about this new sexual revolution. It has everything to do with it. You can't remove the culture aspect of it. You feel me? Culture is playing a major part in it as well, along with technology. So I'm just that's all I was gonna, that was my part.
You did all that just to say that?
Nah, I'm throwing the ball back to you so you could dribble.
Yeah, see the program so we can have some interesting dialogue on it. The Later Takers on Netflix, executive produced by Michelle Obama. And it's just dealing with people, ultimately at the end of the day that are still looking for love, you know what I'm saying, in their second and their third life, after the children, you know what I'm saying, after 20 something years of being married, after a deceased spouse, you feel me?
Right,
Or just,
widows and stuff. Right.
yeah, or just outside playing the field, ready to come back outside for whatever reason. There's different things going on in people's lives. And again,
Is there a lot of heartbreak on that show, or we get some happy endings?
you definitely you gonna get some happy endings.
I like that.
Yeah. Like Hawk Two Girl is a celebrity now, so you just
Hawk
gotta you gotta put certain things in perspective and just be like, yo, if I gotta watch the old folks look for actual love and still, relatable relationships that have certain levels of values that are still instilled, because you see people that still have their morals intact. You still see people, even if they might be disillusioned, because they might be looking for something in the world that may not exist. You can't tell them that. And that's the beauty of observing other people's journeys. Like, that's the only thing that I can credit reality show for, is because you're still watching someone's, I can't even say authentic versus inauthentic. Even if they're playing a role, you're still watching them play it out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then the social interactions of how they interact and relate to everybody else simultaneously playing their roles out. My wife watches Ratchet TV, and I be in the same room. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
vicariously, I be catching it too. You know what I'm saying? And I watch it from a psychiatrist perspective, from a social scientist perspective. I'm looking at these things. You know what I'm
You
saying?
Dr. Umar?
Nah, I'm not Dr. Umar. But let me say this. I was just listening to a KTL classic, a KTL radio classic, and it was an interview that we had with with Dr. Francis Cress Wilson.
Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Okay.
Right. Legendary classic episode on KTL Radio that is currently streaming right now on KTL Plus Radio.
Beautiful.
And she was speaking about a code of ethics. She was speaking about being on code, and she was referencing something that Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. put together. And all of the stuff that she was saying was on point. It just sounded like she was out of her generational, it was like, damn, that, hearing the elders talk, you'd be like, do you know the society has moved on from where you're speaking from? Do you know that we are so compromised as a people? Do you know that we have fallen so far that, the places that you're speaking from are unattainable to a degree unless we scrap this thing and start over?
Damn.
And
Now I'm saying,
so it again, the perspectives be on point, it be poignant, and it sounds like the answer. But she's like, yeah, I wish that melanated people would value themselves to a degree where they didn't have sex before they got married. I'm just like, what type of reality is that? It sounds good. All of them recommendations sound good, but we're too compromised as a people. We're too far out into the ocean. We got too much stink on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we smacking bellies.
Yeah, we have, we're too compromised as a people at this particular point.
Right.
And again, as someone who's supposed to be a visionary, we're tasked with being able to see a way out, right? We're tasked with being able to deliver a message that is so optimistic that it defies, whatever the present condition is, because you're not supposed to buy into that. That's not what a vision is. You're supposed to look past that. And I just don't want to be the person that just sells dreams, though.
Right.
And I don't want that dream to be so unrealistic and sound so unfathomable that it really sounds like I'm in a silo. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody posed a question. They said that the elementary school teachers be wilding. Like, what's that about?
I
know what it's about, but what you think it's about?
It's very difficult, I would imagine, for elementary school teacher to deal with a multitude of the children that are presently on the planet congregating in classrooms right now. Because once again, because of the collapse of parents and because of the same things that I'm speaking about, we're so far gone as a people. We're so compromised, moralistically, that the parents are not parenting anymore. So when the children get in the classroom and they're cutting up, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the teachers supposed to do? And then they can't go to the parents, right? So they don't have the discretion to do things on their own anymore. They can't take matters into their own hand. It's very hard for them to go to their, to the people, their higher ups or what have you, because all of this stuff is political at this particular point.
So,
right. So there's a frustration factor that sits in, and you got to sit with these children. They're not learning anything technically, but you still gotta show up for the check. So.
Right.
It's like, what are they supposed to do, bro?
I spoke to Narubi Selah about a month ago. She is a principal.
Principal, right.
She said a parent spit at her. She says she's coming out with a book called These Children Can't Fucking Read. She's ready to leave the school system in angst and disgust forever. She's a principal, bro, in Brooklyn.
So, right. Family, Narubi Selah, she's one of us.
She's one of us.
She comes from the culture. She's a hip hop artist. When I met her, she was a comedian. She's with the shit. She's culturally nuanced in any and every way that you could think of, right?
Facts.
She grew up in the culture, immersed in it, right? Like a crab cooks in water. You dig what I'm saying? So
the early days too.
If she can't reach them, and she's, like I said, she's with the shit, so she know the language, she know the lingo, she got the approach, she got the body. You know what I mean? Like, if she can't cut through,
damn. When I heard that, I was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you?" Yeah, she was really. She's ready to get on and talk about it, and as a MC and an artist, I welcomed her. I said, get back in the craft, please. The game needs you. You did your community service. You tried, sis. You might be able to help them children more through the arts than by being a principal and whatnot. But she was completely turned off by what she said, not the children, the parents.
So, right. So, again, you know,
Because
going
the
back,
cultures have clashed. I'm sorry to cut your wisdom.
yeah,
The coach that yeah. The
go ahead.
parents of the parents of today are not the parents of yesterday.
Ain't you a parent?
I is of
Do
3.
you be going to their school? Do you interact with the teachers and at all? Like,
Yeah.
are you participating in that process?
Yeah.
So
From day one.
what do you see from behind the lines? What's your feedback what is your feedback as a parent about these children? You asking me, I'm on the peripheral. I could tell you based on my observation, and I keep an ear to the street.
Before I even go, somebody want to know if it's Cat Williams here.
Yeah, come on, let's get back to basics, man.
So, as a father, going into the school system with a mayor, starting with a mayor and whatnot.
Yeah.
Me and his moms would go there, and she had more of a rapport with the teachers and whatnot, and they basically was texting each other. You feel me? Like they was locked in on the phones like that. Like when we was in school, my father, right? He wasn't locked in with our teachers like that. Like my dad's 49 is not my 49.
Absolutely.
My dad was putting belt to ass. You feel me? And I didn't take that route. You feel me? I didn't take that route as a disciplinarian and whatnot. So things are just a little bit different from my mode of parenting. There's still punishment, there's still discipline, but it wasn't the shit that we went through.
What does that look like? What is punishment in parenting today look like? You're gonna take the phone from them?
Yeah.
They can't play the devices.
Yeah, it's the removal of devices. It's the removal of all of this quote unquote.
Bro, that will never be a deterrent to behavior. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Like if we come from an era where our parents could damn near whip a limb off of us, if that shit shows a sign of healing tomorrow,
right,
you back to the BS, right?
Right.
Back to you're studying. All right, this arm is gonna heal up. You're giving yourself days, and you finna plot out some problems and some trouble to get into. And I'm saying if that's the epigenetics that their parents put into their children, and then the parents had the children and forgot that they had children, and then their children. This is the first generation ever. And then we could start talking about the generations, right? And the way that astrologically we typify generations by saying Pluto and da-da. We were born in a generation called Pluto and Libra. It's a 30-year period.
Yes.
Right? This is how you define generations. Pluto's transformation. Libra is relationships, contracts, and things of that nature. So we were the latchkey children. Because what happened? The transformation and the parental contracts changed in our generation. So parents were now single parents, and mama had to work 3 jobs. So the children became latchkey children. This is where teenage pregnancy kicks in. So this generation now is the first generation ever where the children are raising the children. Right. And a lot of it is taking place through these platforms that you be speaking about. Streaming, video games, right? In the back of classrooms, school buses, wherever they have their social interactions, at the playground, wherever they're coming into contact with other children, right? They're putting them on, right? They're putting them on. And the shit at one, it's gonna start looking like, yeah, I gotta pull a word up. Keep speaking. I gotta land this plane the right way.
Okay. So yes, like you did say, this is once in a lifetime experience that we are all collectively experiencing, where the parents and the children literally are listening to the same music. Literally, because I didn't listen to the same music that my dad listened to. He was of a different culture, and there was a distinction with the difference of cultures and whatnot. But when I was coming up, me and my son, we were listening to the same artists, and he was putting me on the people like, yo, who's hot right now? And he be playing shit. And I'm like, yo, that's trash.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if y'all seen the movie Gremlins, right?
We talk about that on the show.
Gizmo's a Mogwai. A
Mogwai. Yes.
Gizmo's a Mogwai, but Gizmo has stripe in him.
If he came from inside of him. Right.
If you feed him after midnight, right, Gizmo as a Mogwai is going to turn to a gremlin, which is stripe. It's the same thing culturally that we're dealing with as a people. While I'm listening to Francis Cress Wilson, I'm like, I hear you, elder, I hear you, wise one, right? Yes. But we have given birth to niggers. With the hard ER. Okay? Yes. They're gremlins. You can't reverse Stripe back to Gizmo.
You can't put Stripe back in his back.
You can't put Stripe back in the back. You got to put him in a blender. And nobody wants to have the real conversations on some Chris Rock shit. There's black folks and then there's niggas. So the exception has now become the rule. And we have been overrun by it in society, and no one wants to have these real conversations. And that conversation is a juxtaposition to all of the other conversations that we're going to have today, right? I can't speak about nothing else without us putting that cultural context in its proper preference.
That's a fact. But I would say this, that our generation, are you saying that our generation was Gizmo?
No, our parents may have been, or their parents may have been.
And we are Stripe?
We are the hybrid.
And then we gave birth to Stripes?
Absolutely. We're an aspect. We was one leg in, one leg out, right? We're Gizmo with Stripe coming out our back. Our children is Stripe fully out the back that never knew Gizmo.
Nah, you capping. We got on some Stripe shit. The fuck you talking about? We are the Stripes. We became gremlins. And then we gave birth to the super gremlins. We were the gremlins, yo. Come on now. Where were you at? What are you talking about?
I was there, but I also know children that were still responding to their mothers to a degree. I remember children that still were front row when they folks came around. I know children that still wanted their mama to see them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? These children today don't have no cut. They rolling up with their parent. It's different.
Can't be generalizing though. You can't generalize.
Take it there. You
can't generalize and throw all of the children under the bus. So you don't have children, so you have to show some type of quote unquote.
Like I said, the exception has become the rule.
The rule. I get it.
It don't take but 3 gremlins or super gremlins to turn the rest of the fucking gizmos and the mogwais into gremlins. At least the ones that run behind them. They could be baby gremlins running behind super gremlins, but goddamn it, they're not gizmos. And if they are, if you got gizmos, then you should treat them as such, right? And do something about the fucking super gremlins, because eventually they're gonna get at Gizmo. So if you treat your baby and your children like they're gizmos, then you should have a different perspective, right? As a teacher in these schools, as a parent that has children in these schools with these fucking super gremlins, right? Then again, y'all don't got the stomach because you parents to say, you know what, the super gremlins got to go in the blender. And I'm not using the blender as a hyperbole, nigga. I'm being very literal.
Right.
Yeah. So what you gonna do at the end of the day? Good kid, bad city, huh? It's on the parents to figure out. Or you gonna leave it to the children to figure it out for themselves? Who gonna figure this out? You're gonna leave it up to Trump and them to figure it out, right?
It's gonna be the parents that's gonna have to figure it out.
You're gonna leave it up to Trump and them to figure out again, because this incoming administration is about
law and order.
It's about law and order. It's about toxic testosterone, and it's about white fragility, right? Who wants to challenge genetic annihilation by any means possible. So they're going, right? They got to play tough to get their women back. So the super machismo shit is coming back, right? And guess who they're going to make an example of?
Right.
The nigga who they feel is threatening their genetic annihilation, because this shit has gotten out of control, right? And they've gotten
that's what the replacement theory is about.
Well, you're seeing it in real time. They've gotten too lax, and they've laid back a little bit too far, right? And they don't know how to contain the super gremlin shit has gotten out of control.
It has.
So they like, yeah, we got to deal with this.
Right.
Right. And they're gonna deal with it aggressively. And then the rest of the niggas is beta, and they're gonna fall by the wayside of the Andrew Schultz playing with, niggas playing with, genitalia jokes and all of that shit, all of the things that have been, and then all of, niggas' children is exposed to all of that shit, dealing with these little children on these streaming sites and Call of Duty had, all of that shit that the culture has been compromised and exposed to, while niggas is ignoring their children, right? They're being culturated. You feel me? They're being culturated to be susceptible to weird shit.
Right.
And they don't understand that the Europeans' escalation from weird shit is violence after a while, immediately, right? They don't just want to, they just don't want to sexualize your body and like on some, again, Andrew Schultz shit. They just don't want to sexualize your body.
They want to fetishize.
They want to fetishize. They want to cut you up in pieces and put you in Mason-Dixon jars and shit like that, right? They want you to become a delectable Negro. And
henceforth, why you see an uptick in fetishization taking a ill dark turn and turning into delectable Negro dismemberment.
Bro, who was the first one that came out and said that when they was throwing Dharma up? I was like, oh, watch the explosion of copycats. And nigga, what do we see?
Yeah,
what have we seen?
Tinder date after Tinder date after Tinder date, suitcases
after garbage dumpster, after garbage bags on the side of the road, after chopped up pieces of melanated bodies, fetishized, right, to the degree where they're saying that there's melanated men doing it too as well right now,
right. I mean, copycat murder, copycat is copycat. It's not relegated to a race anymore.
Because it's the mentality,
It's the mentality.
And yeah, so they're and then the children are they're playing with those concepts, they're playing, with Satanism, and they're playing with it, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not standing on it. I read an article the other day. It was Ken Carson, right? He's one of the #1 artists on opium.
Yeah, opium.
Right?
Is that I-20 son? Is that the one that's I-20 son?
Oh,
from Disturbing the Peace?
Well, they're from Atlanta.
Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson. One of them is the dude I-20 son.
That's interesting. That's very interesting that you would mention that for different reasons. But nonetheless, he's huge. You know what I'm saying? He got an upside down pentagram tat the other day, and they was interviewing him. In Billboard or Variety, one of them joints interviewing him, and they asked him, outright, like, "Yo, you a devil worshiper? You know what I'm saying? What's going on?"
Right.
We like playing with the motifs. You know what I'm saying? We're edgy. We're counterculture. We're dabbling on the edge of it, but not. I'm like, nigga, you don't cosplay Satanism.
Right.
There's no cosplay.
Remember, my dude ASAP Rocky and them started that. They were the ones cosplaying with pentagrams and, and a little bit of Satanism, juggling it. And then, Playboy and them, Playboy Cardi and them took it a little bit further. But continue, please.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I'm gonna rest my plane there. It's just a lot going on, and again, when they start delving into those areas, you feel me, and all of those things coincide with, you know, what it is that we seen, like when Dharma popped off, and there was, it's like certain conversations you can't even have in this community. You gotta be so careful. I can't even mention Baphomet without putting out a disclaimer. Like, yeah, I don't mean, the upright version of Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean the righteous. I'm not talking about the righteous niggas that are into Baphomet. That you know what I'm saying? The integration of the pentagram is pointed this way instead of that way.
Right,
nigga. It's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Any which way you cut it. But then also understanding that if you are counterculture in this culture, like, what are you going to be, pro-culture in a culture like this? If you're counterculture and it's supposed to be a Christian society, goddamn it, then you got to be counter that. So what is it going to look like at the end of the day? Niggas don't want to do the Black Christ shit, so you might as well do the goddamn Antichrist shit, because are you adherent to their version of Christ, nigga?
Right.
Are you adherent to Caesar Borgia? Right? Caesar Bourgeois or Donald or DGT. Because that's the modern day version of it. That's the grown-up version of it. That's
what, Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's the nigga that rolled the stone away and he's walking now. Jesus walks. Name is Donald Trump. So you're gonna have to, are you kissing either of those rings? Are you bent over for either one of those penal phalluses? Because that's what this shit really amounts to at the end of the day. Is domination. It's not dominion, it's domination. So this is Christian conquest of their subjects, right?
I want to play this video real quick. Give me 1 minute. I want to show you. I want to play this video because this video was talking about what I've been bringing up as I've been pointing out some things through the culture. And I brought it up. I think I brought it up to you as well.
Loneliness epidemic, maybe it's just the lack of community, but you're seeing this new resurgence of people returning to a traditional religion, but also seeking new forms of religion. The line between religion and cult gets very blurry, but as people pull from traditional religion, they're seeking new belief systems, and those belief systems are being filled by brands. So in the health and wellness space, you see that with Erewhon, Berries, Equinox, the sheer number of run clubs growing in the larger Make America Healthy Again movement. It's also easy to see the same thing with tech and tech companies, whether it's Bitcoin in a decentralized future, effective accelerationism and pushing tech and AI to its limits, or in SpaceX and just ultimately the cult of Elon and interplanetary life. And traditional religion is in this interesting state where it is a downward spiral, but it also is seeing an uptick between immigration and then just the rise of religious creators and people seeking out community. And for the people who don't identify with traditional religion, it definitely feels like they're switching that belief system, whether it's in people, whether it's in brands, or whether it's in tech.
So there's this, like he was explaining, even though it's not traditional religion that everybody is moving towards, it's religion nonetheless. So this whole cult that you're seeing running behind Trump and with his disciples, Elon and all of them, is being framed and shaped as some type of religion in a sense. The religion of the brands.
The alarm on this shit. I mean, who you are you speaking to me or are you speaking to them?
I'm telling you to build on that, brother.
Yeah, I've been speaking about this all year.
Okay, we'll build on it.
What was coming, right? So initially the neocons, right, and they're reframing. Initially, so this was when Trump was not hot, right? We're talking about last year this time when they were putting the all of the pieces together before they even announced Project 2025, right?
Yes.
He was attempting to get back in the good graces of the evangelicals, and the evangelicals was telling him what he needed to do in order for them to proselytize him, because their people had lost faith in him as their savior, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing religious about him, right? So they had a whole counter movement in their church where people was like, nah, this nigga's the Antichrist. He's not, like, how dare you? Blasphemy. The stuff
Right. Stuff
right?
when he was getting cased up and everything.
He was getting
He
cased
was
up and
getting
everything.
exposed in his cases,
And,
right?
and he don't play the game, so he don't come to church. He don't, you know what I mean? He don't play the game. He was selling the Bibles, right?
Right.
and he was just, he was just doing his due. And they was just like, yo, this ain't gonna cut it. We not gonna be able to get the support that we need. Michael Flint was running around the country though, right, with the dude that he's gonna put, I think in charge of maybe not ICE, but one of them joints, right? Michael Flynn was running around with them, and they was proselytizing everywhere that they went. But all of this is tied into like what Jordan Peterson was doing at the same time. All of this is tied into, you feel me, what was going on in Israel, right?
Right.
With the evangelical neocon revival of them saying, yeah, we support the Zionists. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So they perfectly formatted and framed homie to be on par, you feel me, with a mythical version of what people consider to be Christ. Now, this nigga done survived 2 assassination attempts, ain't got the goddamn empirical conquest shit together.
Right.
You feel me? You go try telling people. Now,
right,
because of some of the company that I keep, I done been on calls with them. I done been on the calls with the whole Black religious congregation, with that one European proselytizing to them, telling them how to run plays, right?
Right.
And this was a white boy that he was a Christian. He's a Christian pastor, but he had just had the controversy because he was talking about that Kamala had the Jezebel spirit. So that was that one weekend he had got in mad trouble. Then they had him on a call like 4 or 5 days later, and I just happened to be on a call. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was listening to all of the game that they was playing out. He was telling them how to navigate. Yo, do it like this, do it like that. Da, 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 da. And then these dudes was offering up the world to him, right? Yo, we're going to bring them. We could go over here and get this. One dude was like, I was in the feds. Y'all got a whole network. You know what I'm saying? It was nasty work.
Right.
And I'm sitting and I'm listening to this and I'm like, yo, they don't have no idea like about culturally how they're framing homie. And again, melanated people's unwillingness to lay claim to what they consider Christianity to be. If you're not out front already with an image and an idea that is different from what's about to hit this country, like the red wave that's about to overrun this shit,
right,
post January 20th, there's no way that you're going to be able to push back at the cultural Christian revival that's coming under the cover of Christianity. Because it's like, come on, son. Right. Like, are we being for real?
It's Christian Zionism.
Like, this is
Christian
your
nationalism. Right.
Christian nationalism. So you're going to be forced to kiss the ring in the weirdest of ways.
Crystal fascism. Crystal
fascism. That's a good word right there. You know what I'm saying? But the ultimate goal, again, because I read about all of the dudes from Texas, I read about the backers, I read about the framers of these legislations and these proposals and these projects and all of that. You know what I'm saying? These are Texas billionaires that are Christian zealots, and they, their number one aim and goal is to make this shit a Christian country, which it never was. This country was formed, the founding fathers, we went through this multiple times. Majority of them were deists. And nobody even knows what a deist is. Yeah, let's say that they were Christian deists. I still challenge you to go research this shit for yourself so it don't sound like I'm sitting up here making shit up, right? What is a deist? They were not Christians. This was never a Christian country. They never intended it for it to be, and it never was. So for them to come and attempt to frame it as such, and then melanated people are willing to go under the spell of what Christian nationalism has to promise, as if you niggas did not learn from that. You feel me? I'm just like, it's just a weird place in the world right now that the Negro is so apathetic to what's going on around him. Wow, his religious institutions are falling apart. And the people that are the faces of that are literally collapsing on stage.
Shout out to your man's.
Use your heart, not your
Not
mind.
your mind.
Right? So yeah, and so we would be like, yeah, you know, where is the God of judgment in all of this? He will allow people to play with his name and play in his face like that. You know, religion is a political tool.
Right.
And it's only the Negroes holding on to this concept of it being so real that it's supposed to fucking pierce a cloud and come and save them.
Right.
And everyone else is using this shit for what it's supposed to be used for. Control, power, dominance. And while you're still waiting for the pie in the sky, it's never gonna happen. And before you know it, man, like, yeah, they just gonna find themselves in a weird place. And, you know, oh man, it's like, whew.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird place to be in, you know what I'm saying? And
use your mind. I mean, it's weird, but you know, it has its perks. You know.
yeah. So brings me to a very interesting place, you know. Well, yeah, I don't want to jump out of place with my context. Do you have any like entry point in terms of these articles that you want to get into? I don't want to start jumping all over the place.
Yeah. Let me pull that up. The way that we lined it up, it's it'll speak for itself. You dig? So you right on time. You know what I mean? Right on time. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, what you set the Holy Roman Empire?
Yeah.
So, you know, again, just with education alone, people should be able to push back on the narrative and the lies because they're going to be inundated by conversations that they don't understand because they did not do the research. You feel me? So they're gonna be hitting you over your head with all of these concepts. They're gonna hit you over your head while they tie your hand behind your back so you can't fight back for yourself.
Right.
Right? If you are intellectually imperiled, there's no way that you can push back on this wave that's coming. You know what I'm saying? So even Trump himself, he's Germanic. He's German. You know, this concept that comes from Germany about a super race is suspect, right? If you know anything about the Holy Roman Empire that emerges out of Germany initially before the Roman Empire, did you know that the patron saint is Saint Maurice? You know that there were melanated popes all through there. You know that the Moors, there's the Google it, right? The Moor of Coburg, right?
Facts.
Google Saint Maurice, right? He comes from the same place in Bavaria, right? Did the goddamn Britons come from? You know, the British Crown comes from,
Right. Coburg
and all of them, right? So there's this treasure trove of information that awaits you for you to dismiss and dispel the lies that have been told to you that you fuck around and believe about yourself. You think that these people just encountered you when you had a bone in your nose running on the shore in Africa and they threw your ass on a ship and you got here, right? Do some goddamn research before they outlaw this shit, before this shit turns to Book of Eli. You dig what I'm saying? So you can start here, right? Why was the Holy Roman Empire called Roman when it was Germanic? Okay? It started in Germany. The Holy Roman Empire, not to be confused with the Roman Empire, was one of the longest lasting empires in human history. It is traditionally dated back to when Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne emperor of the Romans, but it is officially recognized as having begun in 962 AD with Emperor Otto I. The
Real
long
quick, Raz Ben he mentioned yesterday that the Charlemagne, the descendants in America who become the president, the bloodlines that become the presidents are direct descendants of Charlemagne. Please continue.
Yes, they are. For the entirety of its 800 plus year existence, right, the empire was closely intertwined with the Catholic Church when considered its traditional beginnings with Pope Leo III, right? I think we just went through that. So again, you know, I would just compel you guys to look into the African emperors and the African popes and the patron saint of Germany, you know what I'm saying? The Moors of Germany, the Moors of Colbert, you know what I mean? All of these Moorish iconographies that exist all through Europe. Where did they come from? Who are these people? Why are they revered in the way in which they are? Why are they on coat of arms? Why are they on heraldry? You feel me? Snap out of it.
Bloodline.
Snap out of it.
So when you talk about black nobility, would that be the closest draw? Would
Absolutely.
that be
That's the through way. Go get the book. Go get the book on black nobility. Especially if you live in the UK, especially if you're in Europe, especially if you're on the other side of the ponds, and you think that your only goddamn relation in it is the fact that Jamaica is part of the goddamn colonial empire.
Right.
It's deeper than that.
Mind them.
It's deeper than that.
Mind them.
And the majority of melanated people that are sitting up there in Europe have no idea about the Moorish origins that preceded them. But you better figure it out. You better learn quick. You feel me? So the Holy Roman Empire is a great place to look if you can find the critically acclaimed lecture that A.A. Rashid, True Master, Black Dot, and Knowledge Born Allah and his mother did in Bavaria, Germany, right? The Return of the Soul Brothers, when they went to Germany, when they went to Bavaria and laid all this information out in Bavaria, the home of the Illuminati. Yeah. You understand? You would do yourself a super justice to get your hands on that tape. We're gonna be streaming it early next year on KTL Plus. Yes. Learn quick, then do what? Get your mental defenses together. You know what I'm saying? So when these people start attempting to lay their superiority on you, when they start leaning on you and tell you about how inferior you are, you have no history, you know what I'm saying? When they start telling you how supreme they are to you, my nigga, you have something to push back with. Right? Real. You have some wherewithal to make sure that you never believe the shit that you're being told.
Right. Why they little bro you? Yeah. Why they little bro you, put you under the deodorant?
Yeah, why they put you under the deodorant and little bro you, and you watch the rest of the groveling Negroes kiss the ring. Right.
Bow down.
This is about, again, nigga, you in the masculinity matrix right now. You feel me? So you're gonna need, you in the bro manosphere. So you're gonna need some testicular fortitude to stand on, and the information is really gonna be the only thing that's gonna be able to break you up out of this. Just gonna be able to relieve that pressure.
Right. Indeed. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, that's self-explanatory. I don't even know what I could say on this channel.
I mean, we're talking about German.
Yeah. So speaking about their conquest to eliminate any remnants of the Moorish strain out of Germany. That's why they was exterminating them people, because they said that they're not pure blood. What do they mean by that?
Yep.
They meant that there is still traces and remnants within them.
Amalgamated.
Right? The amalgamation, the Sephardic aspect of who them people was. They was not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, on their neck because they was Khazarians. They was like, nah, y'all have Sephardic blood, which means melanated. You olive complexion ass niggas need to get up out of here
Gotta
because, right, it's the Reconquista. We need to reclaim our land, bring it back to purity, and then go the opposite way, right, where they want to create that strain of the Superman, the Ubermiker,
Ubermensch.
Ubermensch,
I'm gonna
right?
show this. I'm gonna show this video
So,
real quick. Just
so the descendants and the remnants of that, were them people that were shipped over in 47 to Palestine. And now they're operating under those same pretexts and doing ethnic cleansing over there, right?
real quick, Blue.
Yeah.
Remember
So
when they said that the joint with the
yeah, it's a movie called Boys from Brazil.
yeah.
And when they did Operation Paperclip and they sent the majority of the scientists, the German scientists, and the remnants of the Nazi party over here to form CIA, NASA, and a bunch of other government organizations that exist to this day, right? Agencies or what have you. They sent the majority of their hitters to South America. Brazil in particular, Argentina was one of the mainstays. That's why you see that's why you see what you see today in terms of their president being called the trunk of South America.
Right.
Right. It all comes full circle. And then even before that, the Confederates went to Brazil in the late 1800s and set a whole situation. Right after they lost that war, they set up shop out there.
Confederates ran in Brazil. Facts.
So that there's a lot. Again, I would really recommend that y'all look up, because you can still Google the Frances Cress Wilson KTL radio episode, and when she speaks about the psychiatric aspects of white supremacy being a psychiatric disorder based on their fear of genetic annihilation,
right?
Then you kind of you see what's taking place, you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's the weirdest time, like I said, because it's a war, it's a masculinity situation that we're heading into, and you cannot fault nobody for wanting to preserve their stock. You cannot fault nobody for saying, yo, I need to get the pedigree of my people back to this particular place, so I need to reclaim my women, right? When it's obvious with us that, based on what social media is telling the world, we're enthralled in a gender war, right? Moving into 2025, in the midst of this administration, where masculinity is going to become the main issue, and we have already become the poster boy for all of the weirdo shit that needs to get cleaned up. And I agree with that. So how do you stand on the sideline and observe a culture war that's obviously going to create collateral damage? And our people wasn't man enough to step up from day one and be like, yo, the Foxy shit gotta go over there while we get this shit together. We can't talk like that because, it's hurting the heart, this liberal fucking bleeding heart of our people. They want to have an open house for everyone and everything. How did we become the face of this shit? Right? So we over here caping more for this shit, and then we forgot how to deal with our own women to have normalized relationships, and then now everybody's on the fucking internet talking about it. Right? In the face, in front of adversarial forces on their platforms.
Right.
And the niggas is trying to figure out, asking us what they're gonna do, or what's the problem, what's the solution. So yeah, like you can't fault nature for wanting to preserve itself and clean shit up, even if it comes in the form of white blood cells, right? Because they're the ones that do the nasty cleanup when niggas don't have the heart to, right? That's the way that this shit goes. It's gonna look real ugly. You feel me?
Right.
What do we do? Where do we go from here? And what she was explaining is, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson been speaking about male melanated genocide has been taking place, right? Chemically, socially, for the longest. And because we're not diagnosing it as that, right? And I remember shit in the 80s, they used to always tell us that black men was endangered. Didn't they every goddamn day tell us that? I think they was running commercials about this shit, right? That they would show us endangered animals in the wild, and they would be like, niggers are next.
That's y'all.
That's y'all. And the only thing that we had at that time that was causing that particular effect was what they call what we call it, fratricide, brother on brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what we were up against in the 80s. You feel me? And it wasn't even that crazy as they was making it seem when you really run the numbers. Right? Yeah, fratricide.
Fratricide.
The killing of one's brother or sister. Right? We love talking about these coward-ass statistics. Oh, you know, crime is proximity based, so where you're at is you're going to kill the people who you're near to. No, nobody else exterminates themselves, right? Regardless of their proximity to one another.
Right.
Nobody's statistics look like ours, right?
Right.
They was mowing down our generation, my nigga. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Nobody else was dealing with that at the hands of their own. They were not in a war-torn situation, right? So we've been hearing that about ourselves forever. And now we're at the place where we see how the plan is so comfortably in place and it don't got no brakes. You feel me? The train is off the tracks. What will stymie it? What will slow it up? You know, what is going to intercept or intercede this downward decline? Because I'm just going to keep it all the way tall with the people. It's like, yo, we're going into 2025 at a deficit. I don't,
right.
you know, and I'm unapologetically optimistic, right? So this also does not, I'm not dismissive of the fact that I know that victory is ours. How we go about getting it, though, is not as crystal clear because there's a level of apathy. You know what I'm saying? And just statistically, we're just not where we're supposed to be at this particular point in time, right? Where we're just so much in the fog, so much in the mist about what's going on and where we need to be. And the things that may potentially be right there on the borderline that really could push it to the brink.
Right.
And I can give you some case in points, but it's like, nigga.
Right.
So I can't fault Elon for saying, yo, we gotta have more babies. He's speaking to his people specifically.
Super facts.
Right? I can't fault a whole resistant movement to rise up that says, yo, we want to take our women back and protect their wombs because we need the wombs to reproduce our nation.
Our nation. That's a fact.
Right? That's what they on. That's the 14th letter. That's their replacement there. That's what they on. Right? You can't even be mad at that. Like, that's what they're supposed to. I can't even be mad at them other people right there that's like, yo, if you run down on my people, I'm going to wipe you off the face of the earth. I can't be mad at that. Do I agree with it? No, necessarily. It hurts.
Yeah.
But, yo, I wish that we had that amount of love for self. I wish that we had that much pride, rather than the other fucking pride. I wish that we had that level of pride for our progeny. For our women, that we were willing to defend them and them babies like that. Where we like, you touch a hair on their head, my nigga, I'm going fucking cuckoo.
Going nuclear, right?
I'm going nuclear on you niggas, right? Minus that, I don't know where we get to in terms of surviving what potentially is coming ahead, right? Where niggas is on some Kendrick shit, sitting ducks.
Right. Let's go to the next slide.
Right. So the again, the things that we speak about that may potentially be on the horizon, right?
Right.
Enemies upon the borderline, granted, right?
There's a new level of enemy.
If I can sit back diabolically and figure out how to remove you niggas, right? Because I can, if I wanted to. Sit back and figure it out. At least how to put shit in a tizzy. My nigga, like,
Right.
we're playing games at a time when games cannot be afforded. And I'm just like, you know, and I'll get up here and we'll speak about commentary and I'm with the shit, you know, I'll kick the shit and all that. And we'll talk about the low hanging fruit that has our society and our culture so mesmerized. The shit is the lowest of hanging fruit, especially if you're not putting it into context of a larger conversation. It's like, my nigga, you're really that caught up in a rap battle? Just for the sake of it being a rap battle? So the places where our faces are stuck, the shit that we are lending our mental fortitude and power to,
Right,
is going to return us nothing in the long run at a time when we really, really should be digging in this Pluto and Aquarius time into technology. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Fuck the unity shit. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. Right? But we need resources. Technologically, not only can we close the wealth gap, but we can compensate for the unity that we don't got, right? Give me 10,000 optimists, my nigga, and you can keep them niggas.
10,000 Optimuses, like Optimus Prime?
The Tesla robots.
Oh, them niggas.
Them niggas, yeah. And I promise you, yeah, I will make it right for Black America.
Right.
I'll get the job done. Right? But I can't get it done with niggas because there's just too much work that needs to be done at this particular point in time. Niggas, not enough mushrooms to deal with all of
fast enough.
They're not growing fast enough, my nigga, to deal with the level of healing that needs to be healed, to reestablish trust and bonds that have been broken.
Right.
Right? Give me the robots. So we can create the jobs, so we can create the housing. You feel me? So we can create the other technology. But just sitting there and having nothing and just thinking that, you know, talking about rap battles and you know, these things are extracurricular. These are things that interest us. This is the shit that you do after you finish your work, my nigga. This is not. Right. Unless you are in media. Yeah, unless you are in media, unless you are in the industry and it really impacts you, how can it be the work? This is not the great work. Right? My observation of it is that I tie it to mythos so it can be bigger than it actually is, so we can tie ourselves to something, you feel me? This cosmic, and you can ride the wave of that shit.
Right.
But come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. This technological shit is taking off. In 2025 is going to be the convergence, right? Because what does the convergence look like? Let me see if you know. You might have said it in the lecture the other day.
What you mean, singularity?
Before singularity.
AGI? When the computers achieve what they call super intelligence?
What does it look like, though? What's the convergence? How's it going to kick in?
Well, when they announce that they've achieved AGI, that means that the computers could begin reasoning and they will actually begin to think for themselves.
That's down the road. That's not an immediate.
And then convergence is man and machine. You know, that's what you're seeing with Neuralink and whatnot, where they're basically succeeding in merging man and machine through the neural networks and whatnot, through the brain, not just the body. That's what we're seeing. That's where it's going. It's all laid out by Ray Kurzweil. He has 6 Enochs, and they're meticulously following his quote unquote blueprint to a T. They're just not saying it. You know what I mean? You have to be in the know to know what you're looking at. But all of this talk by Sam Altman about super intelligence and the AGI and whatnot, it's in alignment with all of them. Elon, Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, they're just playing this role that they're against one another when they're not. They're all headed towards transhumanism, singularity, which is basically, you know, the machines merging with man and creating super intelligence. But they're also working on dialing back, you know, death. You know what I mean? They want to achieve immortality through technology.
Okay.
You know, and they're also dealing with preserving those who also who have died, like Henry Kissinger, to transport their consciousness and helping them live longer. Transcendence, was that the movie with Johnny Depp where they were able to upload consciousness? Yes, we did a whole thing on the uploading of consciousness. You know, if you upload consciousness into a machine and you lose the body, you know, is that just the mind? And does the mind operate without the body? You know, all of these certain nuances and whatnot.
Yeah. Blockchain is going to be the determining factor next year that kind of makes everything go quantum.
Okay.
Right. Blockchain, AI and blockchain. That convergence is going to change everything next year.
Yes.
Okay.
So blockchain mixed with quantum computing or just regular blockchain, like how we have it now? AI. Blockchain and AI. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna create the space for quantum.
What stock should we be looking at? You know?
Nah, that's not my forte right now.
And it was Elon that said God is coming from Memphis, and you know, he's building this AI supercomputer right now in Memphis, right off of the Mississippi. And he said in a meeting about God coming out of Memphis and whatnot. He was trying to talk in code, but you know, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, send me some information on that. You know, I've been building on Memphis, you know, extensively, being the funerary city located in the Giza Plateau. A lot of things have emerged from Memphis, so they've been cooking Memphis for something to come up from out of there. So I would love to see some more information on what you're talking about.
You want me to pull it up right now?
You can if you want to.
And the interesting part is he's talking to Jordan Peterson out of all people.
Uh-huh.
You feel me? So once again, they have conversations amongst themselves.
They're gonna rock the people to sleep with Christian revivalism.
Yes.
Right? They're gonna take the very thing from you, the last crush that you have, and in the meantime, in the interim, they're creating a digital version of it. Because, you know, again, if you can convince me, I ain't even gonna go there.
Let me play this video.
Yeah.
And let me know if you can hear the audio good.
I see. Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right.
I see. Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about the Bible.
That was funny.
Memphis, where our new God will come from. As we see here, Elon's AI supercomputer project is in Memphis, Tennessee. And as you heard from Elon himself, how Memphis was the capital of ancient Egypt. And we can see in the Bible, Memphis is a symbol of the consequences of turning away from God, deception, and folly. Now, the Hebrew name for the ancient Egyptian city of Memphis was Noth or Moth. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly. And now the city of Memphis had several other names, including the meaning of the house of the spirit of Ptah. Now you may be asking, who is the spirit of Ptah? Well, apparently this was the ancient Egyptian god of creation, arts, crafts, and trades. He was also considered the architect of the universe. Ptah was the chief deity of Memphis. And we can see here, according to the legend, Memphis was the first capital of united Egypt. Makes me think of the Tower of Babel, where everybody was united. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ptah technology. Is that Enlil as well? Enlil. But yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace to Dolph.
Rest in peace to Dolph.
But yeah, I've been speaking about Memphis, quite some time. The Blue City, the city of blues. The city here in the States, right off the Mississippi Delta, that mimics the city right off of the Nile and the Giza Plateau. You know what I mean? The connection and the correlation cannot be overlooked. So yeah, we need to look more. Yeah, and somebody said it in the chat. D Wave, the D Wave stock is up. They're making a major play with D Wave.
D Wave was always the play.
It was always the play, but it's coming to full focus. So that level, D Wave will be the quantum bridge.
Right.
Next year, D Wave is going to come into major play, utilizing blockchain and D Wave to really kick this quantum thing off.
Okay. I'm going to get on top of that stock.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's continue, brother. So this is a post that I put up today, and it was an unpopular opinion, but it just goes into what Blue was talking about, that we are in the manosphere. Shout out to Amazon Prime and the TV series The Boys, you know what I mean? Because we are in the Boys universe right now. And 2024, despite what I was told about this quote unquote divine feminine taking over things of that nature, 2024 is shaping up to be the year that bro culture won. You know what I mean? So the crypto bull run, the fact that wealth has been returned and restored, and people are running around, who are a new wealth class that achieve wealth in ways that has never been seen, just by being early to the party. No skill set, no hard work, no busting their ass, no selling ass, none of that stuff took place. And the bros came up, you know what I mean? And it's a bro dominated field. None of the tarot card readers are saying that they're billionaires. None of the witches out there, nobody is claiming that they hitting licks. I don't see nobody bragging on the internet talking about, yo, my tarot card told me to buy Bitcoin and I'm up.
Yeah. 5 cups of pentacles,
None of that. They not hitting no parlays, you know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see no parlays getting hit by none of the people that telling me to be inboxing me, trying to read me and give me my fortune. And I'm like, why y'all not
none of them
hitting
niggas to be inboxing me from Nigeria talking about
like what the fuck?
and shit like that.
Y'all supposed to be up right now.
Why y'all hit me talking about, I sense that there is this depression and despair in your life and your finance. Nigga, why you ain't give me a motherfucking meme coin suggestion, my nigga?
Right.
Huh? Why you ain't see
where's
that?
the pump and dump? Right.
Where the pump
You
and dump?
got
Why the
little
motherfucking
white kids, 10 years old, making $40 million in they sleep type shit, doing pump and dumps and everything. So Trump wins big, right? It was unfortunate to see so many of our people put their hearts, their spirits, their souls, and they put it all on the line for Kamala. They swore that this was going to happen. They swore that this was the era that was going to usher in everybody. You know what I mean? It didn't happen like that. The new timeline is here, and it was all bro energy. The streamers, you know what I mean? The streamers took over this year. They eclipsed the rappers. They are the
eclipse media.
They eclipsed media. Casanet, that whole run, what he did with the 30-day thing, they eclipsed Hollywood. The old media is dead. Let's be clear. It is dead, and dead as a doornail. It's not even a sinking ship. It's underwater. The rap battle, Kendrick and Drake dominated hip hop. A year that they said that, when they said that hip hop was going to go to, Lotto and all of them, and the twerkers and the pussy poppers, Gorilla.
Shout out to Gorilla.
Yeah, shout out to Gorilla. Glorious.
She cooked.
She did cook. I'm talking about. And this is in no way, I'm not, I'm sure that people are going to be in their feelings because they're pointing these things out.
I would say this, 2024, the year of the Memphis rapper.
fuck out of here. I didn't want to hear nothing. The Memphis rapper, like who?
You're not in that sphere. You're not in that bracket. You don't know the young dudes that's coming up.
Well,
You know
riddle me. Like, help me out.
I'll get names for you and shit.
YB Fats. I'm just saying, hip hop was dominated this year. Yeah, hip hop, Big Moochie Grape, Kenny Money. You know what I'm talking about? We going on the Memphis. You know, we going on the Memphis.
That's right. Yeah, rep that, y'all.
Yeah, rep that PRE. Yeah, Rise and Power to Dolph, Slide for Dolph. You know what I'm talking about?
The Memphis Underground is up. Like
it's
the
up. Right.
busting. Like you probably don't know. You're not hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they Memphis is on the come up.
They on the come up. Facts. I like it. I respect it.
It's fuck whether you like it or not. My nigga, it's not for you. It's not about you.
It's
about them.
It's definitely about them. But this year, 2024, the rap battlers or the rap battle. What month was that when Like That dropped?
It was May.
Future. That was around May, right?
No. What you call it dropped on May 4th. Not Like Us. Future drops
the mix. Yeah, the day not the I don't trust.
Yeah, 2 months before that.
Okay, so from that point on, the buzz really started, and then of course the battle starts. And you know, it don't take a rocket scientist. That shit dominated the rap business. It revived it in a sense. It revived the culture. Even though it is a big distraction and whatnot, it revived it. There was a revival. You know,
why was it a distraction? What was it distracting from?
It's a distraction because we're in December and people are still talking about this shit. It's still a topic. It's 1,000 think pieces and whatnot.
So why is it a distraction? You feel me? That's what I'm trying to say. You said it was a distraction. I'm like, from what?
Like you were saying earlier, a lot of people are talking about rap battles and rap battlers, and they could be focusing on other things like
what?
You know, buying some motherfucking coins, like get into some wealth or doing some other things that necessarily could have been a topic of conversation. Investing, putting their money where it needs to, putting that energy into, because if all of that energy was focused on some other things during this quote unquote cycle, there would be a lot more to talk about.
That's not what moves the culture, right? Confrontation moves the culture. Aggression moves the culture. It's still masculinity.
Aspiration moves the culture
at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So
aspiration moves the culture.
Granted, this is a reset of aspiration based on values. So the fact that we are in a scorpionic phase means what? Taurus is in effect. Taurus is big money. So this is all the shit you're seeing with the Bitcoin run or the bull run period is Taurus energy because Scorpio's in play, but also is bringing up values. So at the end of the year, this time, right? My prophecy for 2024 was it's going to be the year of judgment. Right. It's going to be the year of judgment. Judgment's going to come, right? And you got to pay the piper. So in year 50 of hip hop, when the throne has to be reclaimed, right? And the nigger hierarchy, who's ever sitting at the top, got removed, so a new energy can come in to set a new criteria of values. Yes. So niggas' aspirations will not just be bad boy aspirations anymore. It's all about the Benjamins, right? Yeah, it's all about the Bitcoin. Granted. So I'm saying it's not a distraction. It has everything to do with the necessary energetic reset that's taking place in the culture. Because who else and what else was going to take the culture back?
And I totally agree with that statement. And
niggas sitting on podcasts proselytizing about what needs to be done, or somebody going out and cutting off the fucking head of the dragon. Right. But you niggas want to talk about the House of Dragons and shit like that. Everybody want to be caught up in the fucking fantasy and run from the reality of what's taking place and say it's a fucking distraction. So I'm like, yeah, if this wasn't taking place, what would else be taking place in niggas on podcasts telling other niggas about Bitcoin, huh? That's what's gonna move the culture.
Well, what would have been taking place if Kendrick didn't come along, like you said, and step up and go to bat, because it wasn't just a Drake thing. It started with Drake, of course, but as we see, it escalated and it went into a restructure, a resetting, and a realignment of the culture, right?
Yeah.
But the distraction part comes in the fact that a lot of people don't even know that that's taking place. And because of the fact that media or rap journalism is in such a bad shape, is in such a poor shape, and me and you talk behind the scenes, and I could throw academics under the bus, but he's trying in some way to save a little bit of face by going a little bit into journalism. He's trying his best to give some information and facts and things of that nature, but he's the poster child of what's wrong with the media right now, or what's wrong with journalism. Elliot, with his trying to stay relevant and things of that nature, and at the same time straying away from that pen that we all knew him for when he was in his quote unquote editor bag. You know, that's something that kind of like was like, damn, bro, you're very intellectual. You're like Bones Malone with the pen. You know what I mean?
He was.
He was like Bones Malone, but
Yes. It's
the
been a long time.
tweets, yeah, the tweets and whatever's coming out of his mouth does not reflect that anymore.
Again, because intellectualism has been suppressed in the industry. If there's no, if there's no one sitting at the top of the nigga dominant hierarchy that deserves to be spoken to intellectually, why would the fucking journalist speak intellectually to the audience? The audience reflects who's ever sitting at the top of the nigga dominant hierarchy. And if it was Thug in them, even if it was Drake, right? It does not necessitate you to go into that bag, because it means that, there's nothing. The shit. What did academics say the other? We listen to Cardi, we listen to Future, we listen to Drake, we listen to Drill, right? We on our ignorant shit,
right?
That's his version of bro culture,
right?
That more ignorant the better.
The more ignorant the better, right?
Only for Spotify to out this nigga, and Kendrick was his number 2 stream when they did the rap version of his Spotify playlist. Now, he could get up there and say, "Oh, I had to, this nigga's going against my favorite rapper." So
right, but you obsessed. You're obsessed.
You stream him enough where he's the second under your favorite rapper. Even if you listen to his whole catalog once or twice, that does not necessitate the fact that he was your number 2.
Number 2. It goes back to what we were talking about. What's wrong with journalism is these niggas are not honest, right? They're fanboys, undercover fanboys. You dig what I'm saying?
Again,
go
granted,
ahead.
But it's the dominant hierarchy. They're speaking to their fans, right? And they want to connect. That's the maybe the issue with the streaming shit is like, do you cater to your audience, right? Or do you create a climate where your audience follows what you're doing? That's the shit that happened to Elliot Wilson.
Right.
Because the yellow nigga was a shtick that he was performing, hiding behind, you feel me? His pen. But when he had to come out in the open, and when media became digital after 05, 06, 07, and XXL, print media was no longer a thing,
right?
His shtick had to change. So he no longer was the yellow nigga in public. He became Elliot Wilson.
Right.
And he was jock riding Jay-Z, and Jay-Z had a semblance of intelligence. So when they spoke about Jay and they was writing thought pieces on him, you couldn't just lowbrow it because it was Jay.
Right. This is Rap Radar era we're talking about with him and the bro.
I'm talking XXL era. Rap Radar era comes, and it's no longer really about Jay as much as it is about Weezy, Drake, and all of the lowbrow niggas that now they can start talking here, right? B-Dot comes in, and he let B-Dot come for B-Dot's running the ball up the court. I remember when we was working with Nipsey. That's when the B-Dot shit started, right?
Right.
right? And B-Dot was proselytizing certain artists such as that he felt was the dudes, and he would be a voice from them in spaces where they didn't have a voice. But the bar on journalism kind of fell low because the audience kind of fell low. And it was across the board. It was just not, I think that it was culturally. This is like post-Dipset era. This is post-G-Unit era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no more intellectualism whatsoever. The
Well,
lights are out. They turned the TV off in New York. And when the shit came down south,
right.
You can't talk intellectually to these niggas. You have to be talking with the shits. They're gonna respond to the shits.
Right.
And the shit that they respond the most to is the aggression that's in the music. So now it's delving one way where it's drill, and then it's down south, so niggas is trapping. Right? You get to Florida, right? Yeah. Everything is aggression, right? The dominant hierarchy is, you feel me? You got to get to the bag, right? Young money, cash money. And there's no longer a need for intellectual discourse around that, nigga. It you know, that shit is not made for rocket scientists.
Right. And you also have to factor in the rise of Black Twitter, and also the fact that the demographics, the target audience changed in 2012.
Tweets,
140 characters.
140 characters.
Right.
Right. Drake quotes as captions. So it's not even 140 characters. You got to have a slick quote. Right. And be nuanced enough where people got to figure out the fuck you may be hypothetically talking about. Right. Fake deep.
Right. Woke.
And then woke comes in after post 2015, like around this time. Eric Gardner, 7 years ago, I think it was, right? Almost to the day, because I seen my post the other day. It was my 10-year anniversary with Black Magic when we was out doing street reporting. Right. This was 10 years ago, December 4th, the other day. Eric Gardner protests. The rise of woke, because I wouldn't even account it to Trayvon in 2012. I would say Eric Gardner and that shit, when they started clipping them like that, that wave, rise of woke, right? The nigga with the blue vest, right? LGBT activism and shit like that.
That's Mike Brown.
Democratic Shills, Mike Brown. What was the nigga name? D-Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, them niggas. Woke.
Yeah, woke.
Rise of woke.
The beginning of rise of woke, right?
That's the beginning of woke, right?
Right.
To a woo.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, here we are, right? Where they were able to co-opt that shit because of the fall of intellectualism, the fact that no one was wise enough to get out in front of that shit with intellectual think pieces. Tariq Nasheed got in the middle of it, but never got in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But nobody understood that they had to take the steam out of the concept, and they took that shit and mutated it into something totally different to a degree where next year we're literally heading into a political climate where there is a declared culture war on woke, and it's an amorphous term that is undefined, and somewhere underneath that the conscious community fits in there.
Right. They could apply it at will.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Darren Seals.
Yes. That was the sacrifice.
That was the sacrifice for them to co-op.
Who would have exposed it?
Who would have been conscious instead of woke?
Right, because he already was throwing that shit under the bus, and he was giving a skinny on how it was an operation, and he had enough consciousness and intellect. He was able to articulate himself with passion and energy and authenticity, and yet they had to get rid of him.
So I see similarities. The same place that they caught the conscious community during 2015, right? When the riots and all that stuff was breaking out during the same time as the debate era. So there could be no coalescing or coalition around a concerted conversation. We couldn't even send nobody to Ferguson to be on the ground with the camera to support them people. So Darren Seals would have been got
He would have been
media
protected.
attention. He would have got the protection that he needed because he'd have got the exposure.
Right. But they
Right.
were too busy debating.
They was too busy debating. So it's
Right.
the same environment that I see us heading into in 2025 with the gender wars. Right.
Right.
When the same thing is on the horizon, right? The cleanup crew is here. They got the mop and they got the mop and the motherfucking broom, right?
Mhm.
They've already put the notices up. Yo, we're about to clean up. You know, like in New York and shit, when they put the
Aisle number
notices up.
6. Right. You can't park here on Wednesday.
Nah, we're about to spray.
Right.
In the subways.
In the subways.
Right.
Don't
We're
be
about
out
to
here.
spray
Don't be down in this
chemicals.
bitch. Right.
Don't be down in this bitch. We're about to spray chemicals and kill shit. This airborne. Right.
Facts.
They don't even tell you what it is. Don't tell you what chemicals they're using. They just tell you, yeah, we're about to come and clean up shit. Now, if you fuck around and get your ass up and you go in that train station when they're cleaning up,
right,
and then you come up out of there with a staph disease later, right? Or your lungs collapse, or you got cancer in whatever part of your body in a few months, it's nobody's fault but your own. And there's no level of redress that you can go back to receive, because in the fine print, they be like, don't pull your ass up here trying to find any solutions because we want you. It's the same thing that I'm looking at. It's the same environment. It's the same. That's a distraction.
Right.
Not no goddamn rap battle, because the rap battle is necessary to restore the masculinity factor from the fucking emo rappers that were sitting at the top of the dominant nigga hierarchy, and they're not dominant niggers.
Right. And with them sitting at the top of
cosplaying,
with them sitting at the top of that, it's basically anything goes.
You see,
there's no discipline. There's no, you know, there's no reason for anybody to act right. There's no act right when niggas that paint their nails and whatnot and wear bonnets are sitting at the fucking top of this quote unquote nigger dominant, the hierarchy, the dominance.
No need for men to be men.
Right.
When men in charge got on fingernail polish and rollers in their hair and putting a Johnson on the internet.
Facts.
Right? That's signaling to the universe that there's a colony collapse. Right. And if no one is willing to come and clean this shit up, God damn it, we sending the asteroids or something. You niggas gonna get washed up like the dinosaurs, because right, we cannot allow no one to be in charge of the dominant nigga hierarchy that is this susceptible to this shit that Andrew Schultz be talking about.
Hold on, the fuck?
The fuck?
Where you niggas at?
To this day.
About to turn the spooky music on.
Yeah, I need like, I don't like, you know, like just give me a beat to be, we'll go on the beat, like just start it like that. Thank you. Right?
Blowing my heart, but go ahead.
Yeah, Mike Tyson had that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson has joined some shorties. He had a few products, and I
rolling paper.
I don't hear them complaining like, "Yo, we going out of business." Like we invested millions into, you know. I don't know if that's why Sugar Ellie had to do that fight.
Let me share something with you. Mike Tyson is sitting on podcast smoking. Mike Tyson is a smoker. Mike Tyson is branding that shit. When I went to Vegas, every dispensary that I went into, they wasn't just selling his shit. He had a fucking section. He had his gloves in the they had memorabilia to back up his brand. So whoever's behind Mike Tyson, and I believe they're in Vegas where the shit is basically a go, they're helping to push it. Thing that I didn't see Hov and him doing, or I believe it was Vegas, his man Emery, they weren't really cross promoting like that. He wasn't being branded at, you know, he running around with the wicks and whatnot. This nigga wasn't smoking. So that's one of the ways that I would say that they fell off.
He ain't push it, you know, he ain't get on his A game. He ain't put it in raps. He ain't do for it what he did for Duce.
Right.
But yeah, again, yeah, you know, enough of that. Like I said, if anybody got the line on what they might be doing legally to curtail some things, you know, I would like some insight. Not because I want to participate. I just want to know, you know, why would he be so late to get in the game? And it's
Right.
also a reminder, December 31st at the Bookstore Gallery, we're doing a grand opening for our New Year's party. And there's going to be that real stuff in the building, 420 friendly.
We throw the
And
flyer up.
yeah,
Ah,
put a flyer up and,
awesome.
you know, let the people know how they can get in contact with us and, you know.
Well, there's a link that is in the description on the YouTube. If you're on Facebook and Twitch, we're gonna have to drop the link in there. But this is RSVP only. Okay, we have from the hours of 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. It will be open to the public, free 99. Y'all could come in, smoke something, get a drink, chill with us. We'll be filming, we'll be streaming, we'll be doing some podcasts. There will be some live performances. We're gonna have a DJ in the building. There's gonna be food in the building,
More
and
than
then
one, right?
more than one. And this is our grand opening of our multi-purpose center that is called the Gallery Bookstore. Okay. It's called
Studio.
a Bookstore Gallery Studios, right? Bookstore Gallery Studios, right in Midtown, right there. No, not in Midtown, right in the MLK district, right over
Old Fourth Ward, right
Old
up the
Fourth
block
Ward.
from MLK's crib, right on Edgewood, next to Slutty Vegan, down a block from that world famous pizza spot, right on the corner.
Slutty.
Okay.
Right. We next to the Slutty Vegans.
So that's where we at.
Yeah, we there. So
Crazy.
it's gonna be
Be a
brazy.
movie.
And that's gonna be a spot for creatives. It's going to be a members only club, but on our grand opening, it's open to the family and whatnot. We're doing membership only. You know what I mean? We're doing memberships. And it's multi-purpose. So you're gonna be able to have a lot of your needs met, especially brothers and sisters who moved to Atlanta and you are a creative and you came out here to do work. You know what I mean? So this is what we have for you moving
Yeah.
into 2025.
There's really no place outside of the gathering spot, you know, for people that are creatives to congregate and to fraternize with other creatives to work, to get complete jobs done. And it's a studio, meaning that whatever content that is created, we can broadcast it immediately, right? We can publish
Yes.
it and broadcast it immediately on our network. So you're not just going to be creating stuff that's sitting around. We're actually going to be able to publish and broadcast real work in real time and really, you know, share and show you these plays that we have learned how to monetize content in the streaming era. There's 26 different ways to do it, and we have quite a few to share with you. No disrespect to YouTube, no disrespect to Twitch, or none of that shit that Red be talking about. No disrespect to Red either.
Come on, B. You're gonna have me get up and just start doing something. The fuck?
Do
No,
it.
I'm saying the business model of Twitch.
You be
And
proselytizing
fan
that
base.
bullshit. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you,
I'm
the,
not dumping on
the
them. I'm just saying.
subscription-based business model.
Yeah, I understand all that, bro. I
All
get
right.
it.
So what you
That's
talking
one
about?
stream.
That's one stream,
that.
right? There's multiple streams.
Granted.
So why you gotta try to discredit my stream to talk about your stream?
I don't.
Well,
You don't. I don't. It's you're
Go
talking
ahead.
about their streams, and I want you to talk about our streams and the shit that we have to offer, not the shit that they're offering. Granted, you know, they shit is, you know, whatever it is whatever it is. And them dudes is doing whatever they're doing. But that shit is not comparable. It's like you don't understand the fucking business model or something. I'm like, all right, whatever. Anyway, pull up, y'all. It's gonna be a part. It's gonna be a bonanza. It's gonna be a movie.
Nah, it's gonna be a movie for real.
Yeah, I can't wait to share with y'all what we have to offer.
Blue gonna be doing push-ups.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing push-ups. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna stream a whole day in the life, like, because people want to know, like, the wake up regimen, the workout, the recovery, the rest, and then working throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Carrying the mother load of handling business, preparing the meals in the midst of that, and then taking it down. I'm not gonna allow niggas to watch me when I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You could
Where
take
you gonna stream it on?
KTL Plus,
KTL Plus. That's
and
right.
it'll be a multiplicity of streams. So I'll be streaming on Twitch as well.
Okay.
You feel me? And then
Fan base.
I'm gonna be on fan base. Yeah, look, and again, I it's the convergence of these platforms, right, that are going to make what happens in 2025 so magnanimous, and it's gonna make it the breakout. You know what I mean? But it's not one thing and it's not two things. It's the multiplicity of how we put all of these things together.
Right. Combo.
Just gonna, and again, I'm not trying to convince nobody of that, nor am I attempting in any way to minimize, what we've been working towards to really make this thing do what it does. Yes. So I love I love the model of fan base. You know what I'm saying? I love what it promises to do when properly applied. You feel me? And I look forward to actually working with the brother, because I think that he has a wonderful mind. His insight cannot be overlooked. You feel
told
me?
that nigga to do some push-ups. I don't think he want to work with you, bro.
He probably won't, but I could figure a way out to monetize that shit on his app.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. Yeah,
and even if we train him how to do a push-up, I think that's the biggest breakthrough. I'm not attempting or looking to outdo anybody or minimize their importance. I really want to, I want to high ties to lift all boats.
Yes.
And anybody that's in the media space, again, I just want to show at the end of the day, God damn it, I'm like, my nigga, if you've been doing this shit as much as you've been doing it and you never got to pay the royalty for it, you feel me? Like, you don't know the game. You don't know the fucking game, and nobody out here can say that they got a royalty from this shit yet. But if a nigga can show you how to get a fucking royalty that pays you in perpetuity for content that you create, that is called a universal basic income. You could literally wake up and make content that you could feed yourself and your family with for the rest of your fucking life. So it's like, stop fighting me on this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I want to show everybody how to make the money.
Right. So is that what's going to be available at the new spot? You're going to be teaching people how to get to the money?
I wouldn't be outside doing anything else. I would spend my time doing push-ups with myself, or, figuring it out. But it's like, we're bringing it outside. And again, it's for creatives. It's an open call for creatives, right? To not only create, but get to the bag, not down the road, not next year of next year.
Right now. Immediately. Let us continue with these. We still got more slides. I don't want to forget about that. So we got the Snoop Dogg thing. Shout out to my guy. And now we got the Hove. The Book of Hove immersive New York exhibit lives up to its name and becomes a book. Can you talk about that?
Oh, well, I didn't make it to the Brooklyn Museum, but bro had a very immersive situation out in Brooklyn where they brought all the artifacts that kind of detailed his very historic career. I think they said over 700 images. You know how niggas like images.
Right.
So yeah, they're just putting it into a book, an interactive 432 page, interestingly enough. You know what I'm saying? Body of work.
Right.
Yeah, he better get that shit out of his system ASAP. Because I think that, I think a lot of walls are going to cave in 2025.
That's your prediction?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You see the groundwork being laid.
Yeah, I see him. I see him closing in.
They're closing in. So, It has 700 images in it. It's not necessarily just a picture book. It has a lot of narratives and stories in it. It's a collector's item. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody, I got to join the Dream Hampton wrote for him, Decoded. You know, it was a nice read. It was cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, next slide. So, you know, going back to what we were saying about the creator economy on a few shows ago, you know, 2024 kind of cemented the rise of what they call the creator economy. Prior to that, we were in what is known as the attention economy and the influencer economy. So the influencer economy, I won't say that it's dead. I'm just going to say that it grew up and it became what is known as the creator economy. So what Blue Pill is saying about, you know, being able to have your business in order, right? Not just turning on a camera and going live and thinking that you're going to become rich and get paid and whatnot. No, the business part of it, the same way that you have these musicians who've been putting in mad work and they mad broke and they don't have nothing because, you know, they didn't have their business right. And people hear that and they don't know what that actually means. They think, oh, businesses, you know, they didn't sign the right contract, or no, it's way deeper than that. You know what I mean? If it was that simple, why do you think that these people would not be messed up with all of the lawyers and the managers and money that they have? It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. So 2024 kind of really put the nail in the coffin and brought this whole creator thing to the surface. And there's faces, you know what I mean, of the creator economy that we can identify now. And it's not just these three gentlemen, of course, but the brother on the furthest right, Kabi Lane, he's the most successful in his field, right? He's the most paid in his field as the creator and whatnot. He doesn't even speak. Okay. He doesn't speak. He doesn't utter a word. He just does gestures like, and he blew up like that. Kai Cenat graduated from the Twitch streaming world, and now he's basically on the way to Hollywood and a whole bunch of other things. Of course, he's one of the most famous streamers right now with the highest subscription at 700,000, paying $5. Don't And then you got my guy over here, Marquise Brownlee, and he's a creator who's being paid the tune of about 10 million and more reviewing products. And his influence is so strong that he gave negative reviews about a car company, and that car company actually went bankrupt. He
the
has
rabbit,
a lot.
Yeah, he trashed the rabbit. He trashed a few things.
He trashed the Apple Vision Pro, which tanked this year. He trashed the rabbit.
I think today they put the article out. I think today that they stopped production. It was either today or yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah. Shit is a dud. You know what I mean? I'll take one, but it's a dud. So you got iShowSpeed, a few other people, but it's just showing that the creator economy, when you speak to a young child, when you speak to a youth these days, they are not saying that they want to be rappers anymore. Okay. Their new vision of success and prestige is to be a creator, or what they call a streamer. And that is what we are going to be doing as OGs in this thing, as pillars of this community, is we're going to be assisting brothers and sisters from all different walks of life to get into this field and to dominate, not just to exist, but to dominate. Okay. So yeah, I said iShowSpeed, guys. I mentioned iShowSpeed. He's killing it too. Okay. So yeah, that's just that. Mustard. You want to talk about this? Go ahead.
Well, what is it? It's just an article
with Mustard and
detailing.
Kendrick.
Yeah, it's an article detailing, how they knew that they had one out the gate. Um, and just the process of the creation and went into it. I found that very interesting. I like Variety because Variety at the end of their articles they tell you the whole information dealing with publishing. Now this might not mean nothing to the layman, but going forward for the people that we're speaking to, and when we're going to show you where the bread is and how to get it, this is the information that you're definitely going to need. So Variety, they list the songwriters, producers, co-producers, and the label information along with things that they are laying out about the article. So it's not just entertainment. It's really giving you the details and the metrics. And this is the stuff that we really, for the creatives, that are looking for the bag in perpetuity, you know what I'm saying? This is the information that you need. So he just laid out the creative process, said he was sending beats to him, every other day. And he was on the way to a baby shower, and he heard the joint. You know what I mean? He didn't even get the heads up. He heard the joint when he was in motion. He was in traffic,
Right.
and then he heard it blaring out of car speakers or something, like somebody was blasting out the whip.
Wait, he didn't get to hear the finished version?
No, he didn't. Just like TV off, he didn't hear the he heard it when y'all heard it. He heard Mustard. He heard all that when the world heard it.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, so they not like us. He didn't hear it until the world heard it. He called homie on FaceTime. He's like, yo, we got one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, it was an immediate response to know that they had one. So I just hate the conversation about dude trying to act like it was a manufactured hit when everybody know. And I'm the first one to say it. And I wish, the people that was in company of the night that I remember was a Saturday night. I remember I was cooking at the American Legions, and I think Gino came in there and played it, and I got goosebumps. And I was like, yo, my nigga, this is my metric. Like, if I get goosebumps, I know that it's out of here. It's a hit. And if I could count on my fingers the songs that I've heard in the last 10 years that have given me goosebumps.
What about?
Nah, I was not. I was like, this nigga done going too far. But when I got in the gym,
it grew on you, right?
I see my psychos. It wasn't even me. I seen it.
You seen the psychos go in it.
I seen the eyes of the psychos. I seen the eyes of the psychos. And they was wilding out, and I was like,
yo, they told me that was my most streamed song for the year. I was like, how? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They said that dude is getting $750K per post. Kabi Lane.
$750K per post?
$750K per post.
Oh, must be nice.
Really? Must be nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, and let's not overlook the fact that these are all melanated men that he showed us, and I'm sure that there's some women involved as well. This is a wonderful career arc. Like he said, the children don't want to be rappers no more; they want to be streamers. And I think that aspirationally, it sounds like a lot less dangerous of a job than want to be a rapper and have to create a lifestyle that you have to proselytize on wax.
Right.
You feel me? And getting fucking Baphomet tattoos on you and inverted pentagrams and all of that, and black fingernail because you want to be down with opium. So I think that that's a wonderful career choice that you bring people inside of your world, and there's something so magnetic or interesting about you that people want to spend time kicking it with you and watching you do what it is that you do. Like I said, I'm interested in I think it'll probably be like a 3-day block. You feel me? And I'm gonna bring people through the journey because I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to show people what a day in the life looks like.
In the gym?
Just period.
Just a whole day with you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Anything you gonna block anything out, or you keeping the camera on at all times?
I mean, I don't know to what degree they go to. You know what I'm saying?
These little niggas was in the bathroom. They was taking showers and shits with the cameras on.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Money gotta be right. Like none of them get cutty. Like how does that work? Like Consonant don't got a whiz.
They had to have it was no nut November, so they had it. They made a commitment that they wasn't gonna be distracted with the whizzes. They were just gonna stream. You know.
So yeah,
but that's why I was saying that people are mistaken to say a streamers is a young man's game. No, there's a humongous void to be filled because it's a every man's game. It's basically the day in the life of whoever.
Yeah.
So if you got motion. Yeah, you could be one of those grannies. Yeah, you could be one of them grannies at the goddamn spot at the nursing home. If you got some type of motion, you the granny with the blue hair. I might watch you live.
But it's like let's say the day of when we did the I had to cook for the Gathering of the Masters, right?
Gathering of the Masters.
So I had to cook for 1,000 people. And niggas pulled out at the last minute. It was me with my whiz, and like 2 or 3 other people pulled up. Right. Shout out to my dude. The only person that I want to mention out of that collective is my guy Christian. He was definitely. I don't want to do like that. Majesty came through. He brought me to the venue. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that was, and of course Corey held us down. And but yeah, I didn't have a team that I wanted. And my stress factor was going crazy, but I had already worked out and I had already had a vision that things was gonna get crazy, but they was gonna work themselves out.
Right.
So that faith factor of knowing that things are gonna fall into place, but not knowing how, that suspense, I was like, yo, this would make for great TV. I was like, I should be streaming, you know what I mean? This whole process of cooking for 500 people and then transporting, like, I had to get like 6 fridges in the goddamn vans. These is coolers, heavy joints.
Right, heavy joints.
Riding in the van, holding them coolers down, getting to the venue, unloading them, getting in the kitchen, setting up, and then feeding 500 people one day, and then having to get in there and do it the next day, running out of food, getting food, going in the back, buying the pot with the goddamn hot plate, cooking up the big pot of food, and having enough food where I have food to take home. Right. Now, if the world got to see that, you feel me?
Yeah, schmovie.
That would have been crazy. That's a movie. And
right.
You know, I had my Ray-Bans. I mean, I had my Meta glasses. So that's the closest that I've gotten to live streaming through the day, right? I did it in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Come back to the crib, do the yoga, do the stretching, do the sun gazing, cook the breakfast.
Yeah, we need to see all that, bro.
You know, all that. You feel me?
We need to see a day in the life with the blue.
I done some of that in pieces, but to straight stream all day through it, I haven't gotten to that place yet, but I would love to. You know what I'm saying?
I'll walk you through it, man. I got you, bro.
Yeah,
real quick.
It's like, you know, how do you, my shit be simple to be like, well, how do I keep the battery charged all day? Super shit, you know?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, word from our sponsor. We will be right back after this. All right. As we do every year, we are going to be doing this year again. Our good brother Ross Ben will be returning to do a 2024 year in review. And simultaneously, we're going to be visualizing the 9-year, which is 2025. So if you know anything about prophecies that this brother has been able to bring forward to this channel, he's been able to properly envision what the future was going to be utilizing his sacred sciences and whatnot. He's been doing this for a few years on KTL, giving us the quote unquote calendar of what things are to come or what's to come in the upcoming year and whatnot. So he'll be doing this for 2025. All right. This will be on Monday, December the 30th, ladies and gentlemen, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. This will be on Zoom only. It will be available to our Patreons, and it's also open to the public. I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat. If you want to get your tickets, we have an early bird special. So please take advantage of the early bird special. Get your ticket, pull up, and be in the building. Brother's going to bring it. He's going to be doing his research. He's going to line things up for 2025 through the lens of a master teacher. Yeah. So thank y'all all for your responses yesterday. There was a unwavering response to the show that we did. A lot of people wound up going to get their tickets. So we appreciate y'all.
And, it's not a new year without a Raspberry review.
You know what I mean? Like, gotta.
That's my GPS. That's my what's the word I'm looking for? Compass.
My compass, right?
Post 2020, because that 2020 he hit it on the head, and I never looked back.
Straight up. And here's our commercial for the grand opening on New Year's Eve, y'all. Hold on. Peace to you and yours, Brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. Yes, they say all good things come to those who wait. And they also say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So with that being said, it's time to finish 2024 in spectacular fashion. Me and Blue Pill and the rest of our team cordially invite you to the grand opening of the Bookstore Gallery Studios, a one-of-its-kind content house, and also a membership club. You dig? Yes, we're going to be opening up our doors for the first time on New Year's Eve, and we invite you to pull up and be a part of history. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You, boy. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you are creative, if you are visionary, if this sounds like something that you've been looking for, then I need you in the building. Come and make history with us, all right? Or it's going to be an all-day event. We will have food, drinks, music. It's 420 friendly. You'll be on that back porch getting it in. You dig what I'm saying? Networking, all type of things. You deserve it all right? So I look forward to seeing you. If this is something that you want to do, comment RSVP, and we will send you further information. With that being said, peace, love, and light, man. Y'all stay up. One. See that couch? Couch gonna be legendary.
Couch legendary.
Couch gonna be legendary.
Couch.
OnlyFans at night, daytime. We're gonna be doing podcasts. Legend.
Yo, I got programming. I got stuff that's coming. They're gonna be like, wow. Cause I sat back and I watched.
I did too. I watched.
Like, damn, yo. Yeah, you know, I've always wanted to program TV. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to create content that's captivating, that's quality and it's captivating, that has replay value. You know,
yes.
People actually want to watch, and they're gonna get gems from. And there's so much to share, you know. And I was always just like, it has to be done the right way. So I've held back because I just don't want to be on edge, just blurbing stuff out of context.
Right.
So now we got the proper backdrop, and we got the team, and we bring in content that's going to be revitalizing, restorative, and next level. And I look forward to it. I'm excited. And yeah, I can't wait for y'all to see what we cooking up. And you'll get some plates before the 31st. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna keep y'all starving. We're gonna start chefing immediately. So I got an event on December 15th with Rizza Islam. That might be the day that I do the full stream, because I'm gonna be catering his event.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'll probably utilize that day, you know, to do from the rooter to the tutor, you know, from 3:30 a.m. when I pop up to whatever time I lay it down. Y'all got me past my bedtime now. It's 9 o'clock, but yeah.
Damn.
You know.
I didn't know we was on that long.
Yeah, you don't look at your
Nah, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone.
Zoning.
Time don't even exist right now. I don't even know what day it is.
Facts. That part. So yeah, that's on the 15th. So I look forward to, that might be my breakout stream. And definitely 31st, for that event, might as well stream the whole day leading up to it. Stream the whole day through that. It's gonna be epic, and I want to capture it all.
Yeah, we closing out this year with a bang, y'all. And we still got one more surprise up our sleeve. December, we taking December by the horns because they say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So we just paying homage to a monumental year for the Pillars. We are in our 9th year, and we not slowing down. I literally, to be honest with you, I took a break this year, and I still put numbers up. So, I was really taking a break this year, but going into 2025, I'm turning this shit full steam, 400 degrees, 444 degrees, that is. And this location is going to be headquarters. We're going to be able to do a lot of the things that
That's the funny that the location, they got a dab bar there, and the temperature that you do dabs at is 444 degrees.
444.
And it's at the address is
488.
Yes, it's all.
I was in Vegas with Human at a spot. It was like a bar, but it was all dab.
Bring your memories with you, and you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness. They was doing $6 dabs, blew my chest out.
Yeah, I'm a dab specialist. They call me the Grand Dragon.
Your legs got to be strong. Yeah, that should have had me.
Ooh. My legs I got my legs together, so I can handle it. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
I ain't lighting the ass no more. I be doing that glute work.
That glute.
Yeah, so we finished. We got more articles, huh?
Your glutes is popping?
Chill, son. That doesn't sound right. I won't even allow you to do that to yourself, my nigga. You fuck around, be a soundbite, nigga. Yeah, your version of Kendrick will be cooking you in 25. This nigga. Yeah, you got a Kendrick out there, nigga. So all y'all niggas got a Kendrick lingering somewhere. Don't be like this nigga.
Don't be like this nigga. Let me see. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, I think I still got that Andrew Schultz article up, man. Don't say that, nigga. Pull that shit up.
I know I was bugging, right?
Yeah, that's your guy still.
I was bugging. Like, where's Andrew Schultz?
That's your guy. I know that's your guy, but you finna get this work.
Let me see.
This nigga trying to save Andrew Schultz. I get it.
Let me see something. I don't know what happened. So, yeah, this was also an article about the subathon with Cassinet, right?
Oh, yes, it was.
So when I talk about having a blueprint and kind of like seeing the forest for the trees and understanding what streaming is versus what it's not, and just sitting back taking notes, you know what I mean? Like just cooking, preparing, getting ready. It was this subathon that did it for me. You know what I mean? He did a 30-day subathon. They rented out a $55 million mansion in Hollywood.
$55 million?
Yeah, $55 million. And it was an estate next to Diddy's old house and whatnot.
Oh, that's right.
Because you could rent these men. They all empty. Most of them are all empty.
Yeah. They said they
he tapped into his he tapped into the power of being in LA.
Right. Did the Suns pull up on him though?
Who? The Suns?
Yeah.
Oh nah, it was Diddy free. They wasn't doing none of that.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, they wasn't doing none of that.
Diddy.
So Kai Sinet's month-long subathon stream in November earned him a record-breaking number of subscribers on Twitch, what we said was 700,000. He started at 100,000 and he went in and he came out at 700.
Cooked up like that.
Yeah, the stream's viewership plus the slew of celebrity appearances validates live streaming's growing mainstream appeal, giving live streamers impact in music spaces. Film and TV may be wise to harness the medium as an effective promo tool. So people might be like, damn, why do you talk about Cassinet? Once again, being in media and being ones who have foresight into where the culture is going. I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. In 2025, you're going to see a proliferation, they're going to flood the market with live streaming and live streamers. They almost to the point where it's going to become saturated, like how podcasts are saturated in this space. And this is the new go-to. This is the new medium for my people who like to be ahead of the curve. Take full advantage of being early to the game and cash out. You have children around you that could be bigger than Kai Cenat. He has a great personality and things of that nature, but he's not the pinnacle. Okay, there's somebody out there that's more magical. There's some star. He's not even a star seed, for goddamn. He's not even a star seed.
Don't do that to him. You don't know that. You don't know what his star seed level equates to. You know what I'm saying? He might be star seed light. He might be a star that's, I mean,
Right.
he's a star. So
He
don't
is a
say
star.
he's not a star seed.
Okay.
What the fuck makes a star seed that he ain't a star seed? I'm sure if you spoke to his parents, they would say that he had.
I'm talking about the star seeds that I came across. Right. Let me reiterate what I mean by that.
According to your metrics, right?
According to my metrics, I've spoken to 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds who are star seeds, undeniable. It's authentically, they're tapped in, right? They're like, their awareness, their old spirit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about when I say star seed, fully formed already, evolved. You know what I mean? So whatever he is, he's becoming that. Okay, he's still growing into who he's going to ultimately become. I like the kid. He's magnetic, very energetic, from the Bronx, like us. Shout out to that.
Yeah, you from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn.
Nah, you from the Bronx, my nigga. More so than I am. You from Etowah, man. You from the Bronx, my genius. Like, what we doing? Somebody said Kai's mom is into Pan-Africanism, Black history, consciousness, and most importantly, not taking the Jabbington. You see?
Yeah, you see, nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I done heard this man speak conscientious on some things, and I'm like, what the fuck is a starseed? Right? Like, how do you define it? Them niggas that know astrophysics, my little nigga to be at the drawing board at the age of 4, and he could break the whole fucking biology and anatomy down.
You know the white kid who be like, he an alien?
He's damn, it's another young dude, Max, right?
Max is
Max is a star seed, right? And okay, so they have a level of intelligence at a young age where you could tell that their stream of consciousness is fully open, but there's different levels, and there's star seeds that may have started star seeds, and their transmission may have gotten a little jammed up,
right.
like we did. Like, there's people
right
amongst us that, what I mean? So I just don't be dismissive of this young man
who
has the grip of the world, the attention of the world. We cannot be dismissive of what I'm saying, these young light seeds, star seeds, and all of these, we start putting labels on shit and all that corniness. That's consciousness,
right?
But
see the Schultz thing though in these things that I have. I don't know why.
Nonetheless, we can speak to it.
I'll pull it up. Don't worry about it. I'll pull it up. Hold on real quick. I wanted to pull something up. Somebody said kids be in grown conversations on the internet now. And to that, I would say, oh, you must have never played Call of Duty. You must have never streamed any type of video game or been around children when these kids were 3 years old talking grown shit on the internet. Let's not act like we don't understand what's going on in this world. You know what I'm talking about? If you ever had a goddamn 3-year-old shoot your head off and then call you all kind of niggas and shit like that. I'm just saying, The children are growing up fast.
Share the information with your audience because the majority of people may not know that.
Okay,
Right?
well, these
That gives you
children
a
are
rare
grown.
perspective of the fact that you hang out with 3-year-olds and they don't. So, my nigga, if you got the 3-year-old cloth, you know what I'm saying? Spread the fucking gospel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these little
Niggas
3-year-olds.
don't know.
Yeah, they bad.
You over here trying to defend fucking Mokwise and Gremlins and shit like that. So
I didn't try to defend no Mokwise and Gremlins. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right. You call them super gremlins and shit.
What are you talking
And
about?
then I remember, I'm like, yeah, the niggas had a whole song. These niggas are super gremlins.
Yeah, they took the perky.
Our generation was gremlins. Niggas are super gremlins.
Super predators, right? That's what Biden and Homegirl said.
Let's not do that. Yeah, we're not finna do that.
What?
Let's not go there.
No, let's go there. What you talking about?
I don't want to go there. No,
okay.
Let's keep with the gremlin talk. I don't want to go into the super predator politics, stupid shit like that.
Let's go over here to your boy Andrew Schultz and Adam 22, Andrew Schultz, Vladimir, same person. Okay. Same person. So dude said some real. Well, you go ahead. You cook. You go ahead. Preface it.
No. Well, from what because I do not watch Andrew Schultz content. I would never sit down and indulge, myself in Andrew Schultz content. So when I did my research on it, I was told that he was, like the rest of the podcasters, he was hating on Kendrick and trying to make every excuse, you feel me, to substitute his success. He may be winning because he was just hating. He was a Drake stan, and he be caping for his Jewish brethren. You know what I mean? And that resulted in Kendrick throwing a bar at him in the song, of which I didn't know that's what it was for. He said something about don't make jokes about black women.
That's law.
That's law. And automatically, the funny thing is, before I knew who he was talking about, that's the picture that showed up in my mind. I was like, oh, I hope he getting at this nigga Andrew Schultz.
Right.
And lo and behold, that's who it was. Why? Because me personally, I can't stand him. Why? Because I have, from the clips that I have seen, I think that the one that I might have seen was when he was getting at Umar. And I'm like, okay, he's a nuanced real estate agent, right? Who has found his way in the culture, and he's sitting around Charlemagne and them niggas, and his shtick is that I know more than you niggas, right? And I'm playing this game in the culture like I'm a brilliant idiot like y'all, but I'm really low-key cooking you. You feel me?
Right.
I'm cooking you. And I got this monkey with me that y'all value. Y'all put a valuation on this nigga, so I'm going to dog walk him every chance I get. And he don't catch my nuances because he's not cultured to that degree. He's a woke nigga.
Right.
Right? But he comes from that same branch, like you said, like Vladimir comes from, and I can't even say Andrew 22 because Andrew 22 does not have that.
Adam
22 don't have those cunning nuances. He's just,
bare knuckles with it, right?
Bare knuckles with it. Right, he don't know how to cloak and couch his stuff.
Right, but they part of stan culture.
Right, so
because go ahead.
I never liked Homie, so I kind of I picked up on the shot when it was taken, and they said that he finally responded, and his response was part of. Because we can't dismiss bro culture, and at the same time, while we identify bro culture as being a form of toxic testosterone or remixed masculinity, is very homoerotic when it's coming from a European perspective. And like, even when I was looking at the show Later Daters, right?
Yes.
One of the older women, she has a younger son and a younger daughter. And they were just on camera and they was like, penis, right? And
Right.
she was like, "What are you doing?" And it was like, "It's a game that we play." And then my whiz went to school in Maryland, right? You know, she had moved from Brooklyn and she went to school in Maryland, and she always be telling me about the weird shit that the white boys be doing and shit that she had to grow up around. It's like, yeah,
Right.
they just weird as fuck. Like you wouldn't even understand how weird they are. They just do wild homoerotic shit all day, all night. Like that's their stick.
That's
So
what hold on. That's what Aiden Ross,
yeah,
who's the top streamer who put Kai in them on. That's what he blew up on. That's what I Show Speed blew up on.
you
That's what the
you showed me that.
that's what the young generation has. You know, they call it trolling and whatnot.
Yeah,
But that's
they've couched it into once again a very amorphous term called trolling. Trolling means something different to our
it is.
generation, but to them they've crouched that in trolling, and they're not calling it what it is. Right? They're socially engineering your children to be passively susceptible to
Sassy aggressiveness.
sassy aggressive homoeroticism. Right?
Right.
So Andrew Schultz's response to Kendrick was very much in line with the weird fetishization that bro culture brings to melanated men in particular, because they fetish you. You feel me?
Right.
And he was talking about putting peen in him or something like that.
Buck breaking him. That's what he was saying. Similar to the scene in whatchamacallit, the scene that you see with the biggest homoerotic director on the planet who was working underneath Harvey Weinstein, called Quentin Tarantino, in the movie Pulp Fiction, where he buck broke Ving Rhames in that scene with the gimp. You understand? And that scene where he basically buck broke him, that's Marcellus, right? That was his name. He was a gangster, bald-headed gangster who was like Kenyatta from the Iceberg Slim books and whatnot. And that was because Pulp Fiction, the original Pulp Fiction, is the Iceberg Slim.
Right, those were the Pulp Fictions, right?
Those were the Pulp Fictions. So his version of Pulp Fiction, the same way that Jackie Brown was a depiction of some of those books and whatnot, his version of Pulp Fiction was buck breaking a black man on screen, and that was a horrible scene right there. Horrible. Right. You know
so
what I mean?
There's no replacing white male Western patriarchy psychology with what's considered to be, the Marlboro man masculinity. This shit is always gonna end up still like JD Vance, these weird niggas with eyeliner on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's never gonna pan out to what it appears to be.
Because of what Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said.
Dr. Francis Cress Welsing says ultimately, they're always under threat of genetic annihilation. So they're always fetishing about melanated penises because that's the tool that can literally take them out of the game. So they have a weird way of playing with it and playing around it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't even like where this conversation is going, but
Filthy Fridays.
Yeah, he did weird stuff, and ultimately I hope that this new paradigm that we're moving into, and this new conversation about retaking masculinity and our form of what I call confrontational consciousness, right? Upright aggression, you feel me? Not alt-right aggression, you know what I'm saying? We need to move into a space of alt-righteousness. You feel me?
Right.
Where it's no longer, picking tulips and peace, love, and light. It has to be a flip side to that coin. So what does wartime look like in consciousness? You feel me? What does Christ look like as a warrior with blood in his mouth, ready to go to war, right? Because they said that he comes with a sword dripping with blood. So
dripping with,
he ain't coming on playtime. He's not coming on peacetime. He's coming for war. What would it look like, and whose heads would he take? Who has to be removed from the culture? You know what I'm saying?
Green light.
Who got to get up out of here? What was the whole concept of this whole year about? It was about reminding these dudes you are a guest in a home and you did not read the house rules. So therefore, I'm gonna sit you in the corner, right? Or I'm gonna pack you up and get you up out of here because you violating the crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I do love the commentary that has been coming over YouTube from Europeans that are guests in the culture that are being very clear and letting the audience know, yo, I'm not a resident here. I know I'm not a resident here. I started as a fan. I'm visiting. I'm passing through. I got a pass. I'm not losing sight of that, right? I love the commentary that's coming from content creators that are our Caucasian brethren that know their place in the culture. And
Right.
they're the ones that are, because the niggas still don't get it.
They don't.
The niggas still don't get it. It's still going over niggas' heads.
Yeah.
Right? It's the white boys on YouTube that's making the content that are speaking specifically to what this overarching beef is about. Because it's a culture war that's taking place in the music the same way it's a culture war taking place outside in politics.
Facts.
You feel me?
Super facts.
And what Donald Trump is doing for the psychology of white male masculinity and restoring it and telling them, right, that there are still some years on the clock left for you guys to get shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Still have hope.
You still have hope. Right, he's their version. Yeah, he's their version of keep hope alive. Right,
right.
Because he's a knockoff. He is the flip side of an Obama for them. Right, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Obama. Okay, he's Obama's.
He does for them what we wanted Obama to do for us.
He does for them what we wanted Obama to do for us, and because we wore it on our sleeve out in public and let the whole world know what it looked like and what it's supposed to be like, you put them people in fear.
Wait,
and they
have
got
a scarf on, son?
Yeah, I got,
Is that an Ashcroft? What you doing?
Nah, I got my
fuck up his Ralphie. You got a scarf on around your neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end this show.
You got a jacket on in the crib, nigga.
But the window's open.
Nigga, the window's open behind me too. Then I got a scarf on.
All right.
You feel me? So yeah, he is a doppelganger to Obama. He came in as a birther. He rode
that wave. He
rode
rode
his back.
He rode his back. Yeah.
He rode his back till his back broke. And he has absorbed him. He has absorbed his vice president. He absorbed his vice president. He's eating them niggas' entire food. He's eating their entire lunch. He Thanos the whole shit. Right? He ate his food. He ate the food of the nigga of the broad that he defeated. He ate the food of his vice president, and he ate his vice president's food.
Damn.
Right? He's consumed this nigga's whole legacy and erased this shit off the walls like he was Akhenaten.
That's ugly.
That's what he's done for his people. That's how he rolled for his people. That's what they understand about him that you niggas still fail to understand. That he is the eraser.
That's why he the big homie, right?
He's the entered apprentice that is on his third run as the master mason. He entered as the apprentice and on his third run became the worshipful master in the Red Lodge, creating a red wave in the Red House. Yeah. Anyway.
That part.
So, for what he's doing for their level of redeemable masculinity, I would say Kendrick is doing that in hip hop. He's not the savior. He's just restoring a semblance and an image of what masculinity looks like. Writing for the melanated women in defense, right? Restoring the culture and getting the vultures up out of here, bringing integrity and morality back to the game by way of Mr. Morale.
Mr. Morale, right.
You feel me?
That part.
And being vulnerable at the same time without it compromising his masculinity. Right? And doing it on his own. I'm going to shoot a fade with all of you niggas and I'm coming by myself. And I'm bringing my young boys with him. I'm bringing my young boys with me, right? To the degree, and no disrespect to them other dudes, you know, the TDE niggas. I told you it's a wrap for them. And I guess you'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You let the chips fall where they may, but it's a rizzle for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just seen an article while we was on. They was like, all of them dudes that's on his wave, all of their streams is up.
Oh, yeah, of course. And they all on the billboard. He took over they all took over the billboard with him.
They all took over the billboard with them, and all of their streaming catalogs is up. So he breathed life into his whole new contingency of young hitters. And that shit is conscious drill music.
Straight up.
That album is a drill album.
It's a drill album.
It's a West Coast drill album.
Straight up.
Right?
And I won't even call it conscious.
I'm just saying it's a conscious
street conscious.
Because he's still a conscious artist.
Right. You are now listening to street knowledge.
He still is. Don't throw him away. He's the West Coast version of consciousness. Now, let me give you some examples of West Coast consciousness so we don't get, because niggas is Puritans, and when they hear consciousness,
right,
I can't even think of shot. I can't even think of like, I can't be like, them niggas think about Brand Nubian because my nigga Lord Jamal is outside. Shout out to
Lord Jamal.
Yes.
Lord Jamal in the gym.
You got a red hat yet?
Yo, Lord Jamal.
This shit.
He doing his shit with the bands. He in the gym with the bands. What's that called when you work out with the bands? He ain't lifting weights. Huh?
Resistant bands?
Yeah, my nigga getting busy with
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Bands ain't no joke.
Yeah?
Nigga. Bands ain't no joke. Yeah, shout out to my niggas, the Ripsticks and all of that.
Yeah. So somebody said the Tyson fight result was set up to express what y'all talking about in regards to reinstating white male pride.
Absolutely.
We told you that.
Yeah, absolutely. What I said,
we said if he loses, that's a cog in the belt of this great white hype movement.
Yeah, they shut it down.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. So hit the gym because them white boys gonna be hooking off and it's
and I'm in the gym with them. And again, you know, there's a lot that I can stand on as a melanated man, and I love us as a people. We not together. There's no unity, right? Not even in the gym. We don't even get it. Them niggas, they got silent dog whistles. Them niggas got their own language.
They do.
That they speak, and they don't be on playtime. These are not children.
Right.
There's a difference, right? And them niggas got strength.
Right.
Like, niggas don't be talking about white boy strength. Like, these niggas be lifting, bro.
Right.
And not, you know, it's the niggas that look all swollen, they can't lift. Let's get that clear. The niggas that's big as shit, they can't. I lift more than them. I can outlift somebody that's on roids that looks massive.
Right.
Somebody said, not really. Okay. I'm telling you, the ones that I be around, the motherfuckers that look like Hacksaw Jim Duggan in them, them niggas, the calves be like this.
Right.
Bro, them niggas be lifting. And then women is in there lifting. Our sisters in there. Like I said, I give it to the women. Melanated women is in them gyms going in. And I travel. I don't just go to one gym, my nigga. I'm on tour. So
right.
I'm going to gym after gym after gym. I'm peeping mad shit. And I'm gonna start streaming this shit. You know what I mean? Like you said, I'm gonna stream this shit 5 a.m. Y'all gonna see this shit for yourselves. And you think I'm sitting up here making shit up, or I ain't caping for nobody. I'm telling you what time it is. So you niggas can wake up and smell the coffee.
Right.
You feel me? They focused, bro. They focused. They're speaking their own. Look, bro, and I'm in the sticks. I'm in Trump country right now, right? So after the gym, this is little cafe that we go to. This is 6 a.m. You
right.
Feel me? My nigga.
They with the truckers?
They in there every morning, and they got, you know what I'm saying? They got a circ. The niggas got all of the newspapers on the table, and these are the long bears. These are the niggas that seen niggas hanging.
ZZ topping them.
They already synced the run. They already did their run. They already,
right.
You know what I mean? They already put in that work.
They already got nigga bodies.
They children is the one pulling niggas over on highways, putting in work. We talking about parents.
Right.
These niggas is up early, bro, and they be counseling every morning, plotting and planning. I'm trying to tell you something. I know when niggas is cooking. You know it when you come from you know how to pick up on niggas that stay scheming. And then the police be in front of them and telling them everything, right? Yo, this happened last night. We
Put
did
them on the
this.
game,
They
right?
pulling them on the game. They telling them who did what, where it was at, X, Y, and Z. Them niggas is they hip on everything. And niggas is out here playing fucking games, bro. And your perceived competition is not playing, bro. They don't have a unity problem. You know what I'm saying? They women is not, they might be choosy, but as you can see, they stick with their men. They put that nigga in the White House, you know what I'm saying? For the second consecutive time, for the attempted the third consecutive time. They do not, they're not as messy as you think that they are. These people is on code.
They on code. That's the best
They
way
on
to
code.
say.
And they have an unspoken language that they speak. And it's just like they just nigga. Let me stop talking.
That part. So yeah, we 3 hours in, my G.
Yeah, we good, man.
Been a great build.
Yeah, I don't know what
else. Huh?
I was like, I don't know what else to tell people, bro. Just you know,
we said enough.
You got America Sutton's flyer with you?
Nah.
Yeah, let me Smash Studios.
Smash Studios tomorrow.
There's a grand opening, and that's another cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
This creatrix that we are creating on the music side of it, which is going to be a very big part of 2025. There's going to be, certain studios that we're working out of. There's going to be certain outlets that we're going to be tapped into. You feel me? And there's going to be other ones that we're no longer tapped into. Tomorrow's going to be a grand opening of a new studio with one of our favorite creatives, which is America Sutton, who's pure magic, you know what I'm saying, behind the microphone. And just not even that, just her ability to bring creative talent together. So tomorrow's a grand opening for her studio. 7 p.m. to 11 is the ceremony. And 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. is VIP. It's almost just like what we're dealing with on New Year's.
On New Year's, yeah.
But Smash Studios Atlanta is located at 2064 Headland Drive.
How you spell that?
Headland, like getting head in the land.
Yeah, getting head in the land.
Drive, that's East Point, GA 30344.
30344.
Foes is heavy.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the building. You feel me? Pull up if you're in the area, you want to show some love to this creative space that's opening tomorrow called Smash Studios.
Yes.
That is going to be from 7 p.m. to 11, grand opening. Shout out to America Sutton and the team.
Salute.
Yeah.
That part. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a lot of things going on for the month of December. For my Patreons, we're gonna be doing the community, the open, what was that called? A town hall meeting, either tomorrow or Sunday. So look out for that. And with that being said, we may see you guys Saturday night live or sacrilegious Sundays. It just depends on what we are tapping into. We'll keep you updated. You dig? And with that being said,
yeah, man, I gotta put the cloak back on. There's a lot going on in the religiosity space. So Pope Pablo might pop out Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. See how late I stay out on Saturday, what have you. But
right,
I got to get back in there, chop it up with y'all. You feel me?
Melanin Moisture said, "What's a good state to move to if you don't have lots of cash?"
Thailand, nigga.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I would say Thailand.
Mexico. Yeah, you gotta get south of the border.
All state.
And get to one of them, places in Mexico where you can eat for like $5 a day.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else, the rent is damn high.
The Twitch channel popping or something, because everywhere else right now is it's a wave. It's man.
Right. Yeah. They're going up.
Yeah,
we'll be back bunch of new information to chop it up with you about. You know, I have my stuff a little bit more polished. You know what I mean? And yeah, don't take none of this the wrong way. Me and a brother, we always chop it up like this. This is how we stay young.
They know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all gotta be past my bedtime. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We gonna let Blue go ahead and do what he got to do. He got, as
Yeah.
you can
That's
see,
what I
he need
said.
his beauty rest.
Bloom where you on planet and get that cash up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you
Bloom
gotta
where
look
you are
up.
planted and get that cash up. For the person that asked that, you should reach out to one of us for a consultation and, you know, let us walk you through the possibilities. You know what I mean? We got to find out what your skill set is, what kind of gifts and talents you have, because you just might not just, you might be looking at things the wrong way type time. You know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to everybody out there. And tap into, like I said, me and Chicago Crypto and Blue, we got things going on the investment side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Slice. I was in the
Legend.
I was in a live. I was in Chicago's live earlier. Slice pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was chopping it up. They got a lot of.
Slice got the music blockchain shit on lock.
Yeah, they got some things. They got some things. You feel me? Chicago got that real estate play, that gold play, got a bunch of stuff. So it's time y'all is here. You feel me? You gotta trust yourself. You know what I mean? Don't listen to us. Sit down with yourself and have a conversation with self and ask yourself, you know, what are your metrics? What are your signals? Like, how do you trust yourself? How do you know a thing is a thing? Because, you know, I think you put a post up the other day, and my Facebook has been reminding me about shows we did on blockchains in 2012 and 2010, 2015, 2017, 2018. I think I tapped in and started hollering at crypto 2017, something like that.
Yes.
Some crazy like that.
Oh,
And
spoke to Michael Singleton too.
yeah, he been hitting me up about something. I don't quite know what all of this about, but
He goes back in the days with the crypto talk 2013.
I mean, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pioneer in that space. I'm sure he helped create multiple millionaires off of the channel. So salute to him.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, cannot be denied that. You know what I'm saying? All of these individuals were paramount players and positioning people to make plays of a lifetime. And they're out there.
Mooney Twins.
The Mooney Twins as well, right?
You know who I'm looking for?
Yeah.
D Miller L, my guy.
2012, you know, D Miller L and the Moabit Association.
Moabit, right.
Right.
They was the ones that blessed us with the they did more than a lot others did.
Yeah. They
put their money where their mouth was.
Put that biddy up.
They put that biddy up, and you know what I mean?
That biddy, they furnished us with our
first
wallet.
Yeah, that part.
Put some Bitcoin in it. So
feel me?
Yeah. Shout out to them brothers for real.
For real.
Industrious Moors. So yes, family, thank you. It has been adventurous. Like I said, it's just a little past my bedtime though, so I got to get up out of here.
Great show, man.
All right.
Have fun with you.
Yeah, this shit go quick, bro.
Yeah.
I said that the other day when I got off this. I was like, how?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, like what?
You know what I mean? Time flies when you're having fun. So that's how that goes.
It goes quick.
You be in a portal. Yeah. It don't even factor anymore. It's a blur.
It streams.
You feel me?
It's a stream. So the shit just streams past us. But I loved it. You know, that's why I hit bro up and I was like, I got to do this more consistently with you. Cause I really, you know,
thank me later, y'all. This nigga's an IG creep. You know what I mean? You know, I had to bring him over to the Tubington and some other places. So
yeah, it's nostalgic. You know what I mean? I got a weird relationship with YouTube. You know what I mean? So I was on this shit before anybody. January 1st, 2007.
We got your book.
Oh yeah.
It's all good.
My relationship with them is different.
We seen your documentary. We good. We know the story.
You seen the doc, right?
Yeah, we seen the doc. We seen it. Shine Pope. You feel me? Yeah, because somebody said, man, I'll be up. I start shows at midnight sometimes. I'm the 3 a.m. bad. When you getting up, I'm still to this day. But I'm going to adopt more of an earlier lifestyle because I'm gonna start doing these shows at like 5 p.m. type of time. And going into 2025, I'm gonna get into my vampire mode as well. You dig?
Vampire mode, okay.
Yeah, going to sleep before the sun goes down. You know, not interview with a vampire. Pause. Let's not be confused. Vampire mode. Well, reverse vampire, right?
We're going to be
the reverse vampire.
Yeah,
Instead
vampires
of getting up at night. They get up at night. I'm the reverse. I'm going to sleep early.
Go to sleep before the sun come up. Yeah. Before the sun go down. All right, but nonetheless, yeah, appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna tap back in shortly. All right.
Indeed. Salute.
Hey.
Peace, y'all. We out. 1,000.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes. The Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. If we don't put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.